Evening all. How we doing? Thursday, innit? Hope we're all doing well. Myself settled in. I've got to swing my microphone back around. It was behind my monitor, which is not very useful for streaming with, but yeah. You know. One day I'll get like everything right at the same time and so on and so forth. So far, that day has yet to arrive. So, hope you guys have had a good day. Mine's been, okay, productive. Got my apartment video done for Starfield. The apartment in the well, got that all finished off and edited and stuff, and it should have been up several hours ago, but YouTube did its randomly helpful thing of deciding to take ages to process the video, which it hasn't done in a while. But yeah, this time it just was like, yeah, we're not even going to start for a while, so fuck you, I guess. Like, all right, thank you, YouTube. You're up to your usual standard of helpfulness, I see. So just sort something out. So, yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's up now and we're rolling, so quite happy about that. Ow. Yeah, quite happy with how that place came out. Really happy with how the thumbnail came out. Really like the look of that. Pleased with that one. Good picture. How are we doing? Evening, Antonio. Evening, Tango. Evening, Noel. All doing good. Evening, Nancy. How are we doing? We're going to see some ship videos. We're not. Or I have no plan to, anyway. I have absolutely no plans to do any shipbuilding video, to be honest. There are hundreds and hundreds of people out there doing the same thing over and over, and a couple of them are getting traction, and most are really not. So, yeah, it's not worth doing to me. I will probably show off a few pictures on Instagram and stuff and show them off on stream when, there it is. When I actually get... Yeah, when I actually get some shipbuilding done, which I haven't done in a while. But beyond that, I don't really see any plans to make videos on it. I'll stick to doing outposts and apartments and things like that. Player housing and things. As that's kind of more my thing, really. If there was more decoration going on inside ships as well, maybe I might think about doing something like that. But all the modules are basically auto decorated anyway, aren't they? So mostly anyway. Yeah, I'm probably not going to go down that road. It doesn't seem like it's a particularly productive use of time, unfortunately. But yeah, I will probably show off some ship stuff in various places, but just not as actual videos, eventually. However, speaking of changing things and mixing things up and stuff, I changed my character's appearance today. Well, last night, actually, while I was chilling before I crashed out. So, yeah. Quite a profoundly different look, as you may have seen from the thumbnail already. We'll show him off in a minute, because he looks quite different. It's kind of somewhat based on something I threw together very quickly when I was doing a video a few weeks ago. Good God. Let's just quickly see. Okay, thank you very much there, Steam. Right. But yeah, just something I threw together quickly a few weeks ago. And the character came out quite well, so this is a bit of a twist on that, because it's a different base face, and your sort of preset that you start with, you can't change when you go to the enhanced clinic and change your character's appearance. So there's a limit to just how much you can change it. Evening, Caleb. How are we doing? Evening, Darcy. Definitely not late. We're only just getting going, as you can see. It's all good. I didn't give quite as much notification as usual because I was faffing around trying to do several things at once. But, yeah. And also I had to redo the whole damn thumbnail because I forgot to change the text initially. And because of reasons, I hadn't saved some of the changes. So, whole damn thing, well, not the whole thing, but, good. I had a decent chunk of time to redo some of the stuff. Anyway. Oh yeah, I changed his name as well because I wasn't particularly attached to it. So I went with a Viking name because at least then Vasco would just say Captain and it won't annoy me quite so much. So yeah, he has a new name and a new face. He's entirely changed his identity, except not his skills because, well, I don't know if I remembered to put the music volume back up. I think I did, but I'm not sure because I had some tunes on while I was pottering around doing stuff, and. Yeah, obviously, so that I didn't have multiple clashing... yeah, bugger off. Ah! Ah! So I didn't have multiple clashing soundscapes. I did not turn it back. I turned that one down. Anyway, shall we see if we can't find a bit of light to look at his face? Actually, we didn't have a look at his face in some more detail. No, I was going to go in there, but I know it's a pain in the neck, so... We'll do it on the ground in a moment. So yeah, last time we wrapped up one thread of the Vanguard questline, the main, the Terramorph side of it, because there's a Crimson Fleet side, which is partly Vanguard, partly UC Sysdev, so... But still, we want to do that eventually, but not right now. We wrapped up the Terramorph stuff, which was pretty cool, and I'm mostly okay with the outcome there, mostly. There was a little bit of in some of the stuff going on there. Like, I really wasn't happy with the fact that Major Sinon decided to share details of the Lazarus plant with the UC's cabinet. I think that was a horrific mistake, and information should just never have been mentioned. Because I don't think it was necessary, and it just opened it up to abuse a bit more. However, we had numerous disagreements with various people over whether or not they had their heads screwed on straight, which they don't. Quite a lot of people saying I should use microbes to destroy the Terramorphs with, not the Oceles, because people die in the extra time the Oceles takes. It's like, yes, but as the scientist producing said microbe pointed out, if the microbe mutates and something goes wrong, God knows what the outcome might be. Deaths might be catastrophically higher. It could literally be anything. So, yeah, it might jump the species barrier and start slaughtering humans instead. Accidentally create a plague. That would not be good. So, yeah, we'll risk a few extra lives to avoid risking everybody. But, yeah, we also don't really know how long it'll take to distribute the Oceles, because, well, it didn't take them very long last time they did it. Yeah, anyway, that was quite a fun questline. Really enjoyed it. It certainly thought-provoking and brought a few opinions out, so that was cool. And now we're off doing some side questing, which is the plan for today. We're going to cross a few bits off, just do some bits and pieces, potter around, reduce the list of stuff in my journal, before we probably go and meet Barrett and help him out and stuff with whatever the heck's going on in his life tomorrow. That's the current plan. Yeah. So you guys are ahead of me. Cool. Yeah, the well apartment is up. It went up like half an hour ago or so. A little over maybe. 45 minutes. Because YouTube was not very helpful on actually getting that video up for me. Because, it's like that. But yeah, if you want to dive in. How do you change your name and appearance? I didn't say how to do it, but in short, in most of the major cities there is a shop or business, depending on how you look at it, called Enhance, and they are basically a cosmetic surgery clinic, in short. So you go in there, for 500 credits you engage in some cosmetic surgery, and it basically takes you back to the body shape and face modification section of the character creation menu. You make your adjustments, can change your name while you're at it, and walk back out there. The name bit's a bit weird, but, it is what it is. It is not such a bad thing. You're playing a little bit of Cyberpunk, George. Nice. Don't blame you. I do want to play that at some point, but when, we'll see. Fitting that into my schedule is kind of nightmarish. We've got this to do. Once we've finished our main playthrough here on Starfield, I will probably play something else for a while. We'll keep making videos on Starfield, but the actual streams will probably take a backseat. And one of those things is likely to be The Witcher 3, and we'll probably do some other smaller stuff before that, shorter games, because, this is not a short game. But that'll probably be early next year sometime, I would think. And then Cyberpunk, well, I don't know how I want to approach that, because I enjoyed playing the game, and I probably would start over again before I did the DLC. But I don't know if I'll stream the DLC or not. There's also whether or not my computer can really hack it. I know it's performance-wise has improved since I last streamed it, actually, in some ways. But my computer's not improved, so, Sarah, dearest? What? Oh yeah, there's a weird invisible wall in this doorway sometimes that only sometimes appears, but it's causing issues there. Unless it's Vasco's head or something. Right, so Sarah's not down this end. Gracia's standing there. There she is, okay. Let's see if she wants to jump inside. Keep knocking all the pillows off the bed, I know that. Local time is about 8 PM, so... Meh, I'll just sleep for an hour. Get my health... Oh, good, she has teleported across.
Yes, sleepyhead. What's the matter? Did I wear you out?
Right, so the quest line we're doing at the moment is for some list settlers, some League of Independent Settlers types, who are having issues with a bunch of spacers, and we've tried to bring them together in a kind of mutual defence pact within their system, their SAR system, and that's gone okay. We've whacked a bunch of spacer ships and reconnected them and got them to work together, and now we're going to take the fight to the spacers, which is cool. Brindlerio? I'm guessing? Brindlerio? Thank you very much. I'm glad you like the apartment. Going to tackle the penthouse before long, so that should be cool. Working on a ship build. Nice, Caleb.
Imagine being marooned on a planet like this. I don't know.
Running better for you, is it, Jared? Well, your 3060 Ti will be somewhat similar to what I've got. I've got a 2080 Ti, and yeah, I think you got slightly more horsepower, but a smaller doorway to get your horse through, basically. So it kind of works out pretty much the same thing. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out. The other thing is, I don't think I want to play through the whole of Cyberpunk again on stream. At least not at this juncture. Thoroughly enjoyed it, but so I may play for a while on my own and then have to step back and stuff. But we'll see. I haven't really got time for doing stuff like that at the moment. But yeah, probably sometime next year before we do. Right. Let's go. I need to go and meet... What's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Oh, I'll get reminded in a minute, won't I? I'll show you what my character looks like in a minute. I decided to do it in here because this is where I chose to take the picture, so I know there's light here. There we go. Oh, a bit too far there. There's my new look. I went a bit younger. Took some years off. He's still got a few wrinkles and blemishes and stuff going on there. A bit of grubbiness to him. Changed his beard up because the one I had just wasn't looking very good. Darkened things up a bit, and yeah, I think it looks alright. Maybe I've miraculously become the son of the previous version of this character. Random ammo, don't mind if I do. There's a lot of green light in here. It doesn't really look at a glance, but when you're actually taking a picture and your character's standing there, there's a lot of green to the light. It's quite a challenge to deal with. UC Navy armoured fatigues. Ooh. Those are quite good. And I can take them without it being theft, so... Nothing else. At the very least, I can use it to decorate... that for decoration reasons as well. To decorate a future apartment with. Don't know how long it's going to take to do this penthouse apartment, but I think it's going to take a while. Hope Tech or Deimos? Haven't seen any Hope Tech stuff yet, so come in. Lopez, no. Yep, that'd be me. There he is. Alban Lopez, that was his name, wasn't it?
Glad to hear you're back, safe and sound. Panda, you owe me 30 credits.
You're tougher than I thought.
Easy money. So while you were doing that, I used the communication satellites to triangulate some spacers' chatter.
You did what?
I'm more than just a pretty face. Anyway, there's an old derelict star station the spacers are using as a base.
Oh, this is going to be cool. Or has the potential to be cool if it's well done. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Hope Tech stuff, so I can't comment. Caleb. Demo stuff's alright. Enjoyed the region one. Yeah, we'll be getting to that eventually. Not for a while yet, but eventually. That's our target. We need those ships we held in reserve. Need to send every ship we've got. You sure it's their base?
I mean, there's a real outside chance there's a relay or something there, but these spacers aren't the most savvy of customers. I'm telling you, that's where they're holed up.
Looks like we'll need those ships we held in reserve. I suspect this is going to be a big battle.
That's the plan. We throw everything we
Glad I held them in reserve now. I wasn't sure if
There
I'd made the
are
right choice,
undoubtedly
but
a lot of spacers there, both ships and men on the station itself.
we'll be fine.
We need to excise this cancer from our system. Every last one of them.
You are not wrong,
100%
hon.
agree. So, oh glorious leader, any words of wisdom or inspiration before we embark?
Yeah, I'll take the lead and distract them, and then you hit them from the back. Otherwise, you're very, very dead. First of all, be careful. I know you're tough, but the spacers mean business. Yeah.
So caution's the word of the day. Got it. We need to bring everything we got to bear. There won't be any do-overs on this one.
I'm sure I heard the word bear as beer. That's not a good sign, is it? Yeah, don't get yourselves killed. Ooh, so here we go.
Hey there. Glad to see you again.
That wasn't the plan.
Let's do it again sometime.
You know what, instead of going back through that, let's just vault the fence, shall we?
Oh, that jump looked painful. Not doing that.
Captain.
Well, it's less annoying than some of the stuff she sometimes says to me. Region 1 requires stealth. Might look into that eventually. Well, I probably will put some points into stealth eventually, but on down the line. Not a top priority right now. Let's go.
Something bothering you, Andreja? Engines firing. Here we go.
Need to update my ship at some point. Yeah. Say, I want. I can do Class B ships now, but
Orbit stable.
still haven't made a decision on what I want to do with that and how I want to approach it. Okay, so I'm guessing they are somewhere in this system. RNA3. Okay, let's give this a go. That's quite cool. Wonder if you can make a Borg cube. Somebody's given it a good go already, no? Doesn't look that much like a Borg cube, to be honest, but...
Direction to their grab drive.
Gonna light you up.
Oh, there's one I was actually shooting at, isn't there?
We've knocked out their shields.
Well, a little bit of distraction's definitely helping there.
We tagged their grab drive.
Cool.
Their shields are gone. Target grab drive. Take me along this line.
Well, that's all the bad guys down.
Got reinforcements. More contact.
Alright, no it isn't.
Enemy's jump drive is offline.
Nothing but debris, but we're done here.
Alright, so let's get this one.
Enemy's grab drive has been disabled.
Just try and escape.
They've
Okay, I did keep hitting the wrong button there, but I kind of wish I couldn't.
This system for good.
Well, having some backup there certainly made life a bit easier, didn't it? My ship definitely needs some upgrades. Copper I can use. Those manifold things are worthwhile, but heavy, that's the problem. That'll do. Whew. Uranium, don't need that. Yeah, let's try that one. Any game so essential, so if you're the ship's shaped like an L, they can't hit you. Maybe you should build a giant, like, ring donut of a ship then. Bit like Trade Federation Lucrehulk, but you know, without the ball in the middle of it. Well, I'm not getting what I want here, which was repair parts, but still, could be worse. Platinum, probably use that. Whatever. Okay, so we need to go on board the retrofitted star station. I'm not going to go and give them a warning. I somehow doubt they're going to surrender, even if I give them the opportunity. Ultimate insult to be ignored. I think probably just needs a minute to wake up, to be honest, Noel. Unsympathising. I mean, we could just blow the whole station, you know, and deal with them that way. That'd sure be effective, but mind you, we don't actually know what's going on in there, and it doesn't leave them a lot of opportunity to surrender. Not that I've really given them one anyway. I'm just going to go in here and fight my way through the corridors, I suspect, but we'll see how it goes.
Hello.
Biggest insult is no insult. Yeah, exactly. Right, lock and load, ladies. And Vasco, I suppose.
Should I warm up the engines?
So many euphemisms, so little time, hon.
How can I be of service, Captain?
Hold down the fort, Vasco. Make sure nobody boards my ship. Holy crap sticks. You lot just stay on your ships and let me fight these guys, because you're going to get yourselves killed. So it's particularly successful. I'm going to need a torch, otherwise I'm not going to be able to see what I'm aiming at. Move, you dickhead! Do this the other way, I think. Knew these guys were just going to be getting in the way.
You will not survive.
Hey Vasco, didn't know you were getting stuck in. Okay, well I did the job.
Was beyond adequate.
Whew. How to fight enemies. Stand in front of me. Well, it's a good way to get shot in the back of the head. If that's your goal, then go right ahead and all, but it does kind of annoy me. Like, companions do this a lot, but when you add a whole bunch of settlers who can basically hold their own a little bit, but aren't good really in a fight, kind of annoying. It's an oldie but a goodie. The breakdancing box. You can see the two boxes are kind of somehow merged into each other and the physics are going haywire because of it. Classic bug, that one. Definitely a classic. Right, anyway, somewhere around here, pretty sure we shot a spacer. I like those helmets, but I've yet to find a decent one in quite some time. Which makes me very sad. Alright, guess we're not going that way. There's a side... Ooh, hello. There's a door over here, which I'm going to assume is probably dead end too. Looks like a shield generator of some kind. What we got here then? Yep, okay. It's pretty much sure as soon as I realised this lot were in a fight that I really need to get stuck in, because it's like these guys are so going to get themselves killed. I don't know if that's saying that's only one person over there, or there's something I've got to find off in this direction, but while I've got a minute, I think I hear heat leeches in the vents, which begs the question where the entrance to the vent is. Over here. No, it's just a little larvae of some kind, not an actual heat leech.
I'm sure they
Worth picking up?
we can
No.
use.
So, I don't see that many bodies. Guessing your Equinox isn't worth it either, no. Basically, at this point, I'm not picking up anything that's worth less than $4 grand. I might even push it all the way up to 5 before much longer. It's just not worth picking it up for me. Or to me, rather. $3,925 is pretty close to being worthwhile. Make an exception for 75 credits under the margin. Alright. Ooh. Anti-ballistic deep mining pack. Not worth it though. I'll tell you what. I know I said it's not worth picking up for cash. What it is worth picking up for, though,
If I can help you, let's see.
is an idea I've got for my penthouse build. So, I mean, what I really want to do is display significant things in the penthouse, but now for right now, it's quite badass, that armour. That look. It's a bit too UC for my taste, and 5% plus 5 carry capacity, it's not much. Slight dip in energy in EM is not really a big issue. Thermal and airborne versus corrosive radiation, it's kind of a non-issue at all, really, there. The physical resistance on that is actually quite useful. It might even suit my character's look a bit more, although his beard's a bit iffy right now, apparently. Kind of tempted, actually. I was just going to stick it on display, but I'm kind of tempted for a bit. Because it kind of suits him a bit less with the new look. I'll have a thonk,
Leaving?
I think.
Oh, I see how it is.
Sucky cow. Yeah. Oh, it's I thought I was about to get jumped then. But now it is looking like it's a lift. Here we go. Ooh, this is cool though. I've been looking forward to, since even before the game came out, getting into fights in space stations like this. Working my way through the corridors. What's that? A sports bottle.
I see our ship is still in one piece. That's some good news, at least.
I've only been gone for like a minute. And there it is. Sticking kind of straight up, but also not. Giant thermos. Upper level and a door on the lower level. I feel like coming in on the upper level might be the play here. Yep, knew there was going to be guys behind this door.
I don't stock up on junk.
Be quiet. We'll have to spend some time exploring this place in a bit. It is looking pretty freaking cool already. That how it's going down, eh, buddy? Several legendaries in a small space. That's cool. Come on, boys, where you at? I mean, oh, good God, somebody's got a rocket launcher.
Badly for
Ooh, felt that. Shit, Sarah, you got involved. Better late than never, but you got involved. Guess that's the last couple of spaces. Yeah, you might well whimper. Did just damn a fool. Yeah, come on, boys. It looks like that's everybody down. Oh, reminds me, I did a thing on, I don't remember what the heck it was, but I need to check it out. Actually I can go, it's kind of a mess. Yeah, there's that too, isn't there? Because I saved a clip last night. I remember doing it. I've just remembered, rather. And I can't remember why the hell I did. I was like, Rapid UC Naval Cutlass, huh? Cornered and rapid. Worth enough to make it worth picking up, but... still, interesting nonetheless. That's the second time Stream Elements has popped up, I think, to be fair to it. Yeah, that's not worth it either. Grendel might be, though. Have I done it in 0G? Do you mean have I done combat in 0G, or have Sarah and I been up to something? Basic communication 2, that would be worth a look. So mate number 1 if I can find her. I've done one instance of 0G combat that the game apparently decided not to register. But only very briefly. That's not worth it either. That's actually not the worst combination of effects, but still not worth it. Ooh, put the value on that though. That's better. I feel like my head torch is not really putting out a lot of light in here. Which makes that thing very, very atmospheric, of course, but... oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Well, well. It appears these spacers have gotten their hands on a Galbank safe.
Yep, and now so have I. Requires key. Okay. So where the bloody hell's the key? I guess the spacers didn't have it. Oh yeah, I checked the thing out yesterday. It was to whether or not I could make an Orion automatic for Sarah. Can't, which is a bit disappointing, although not terribly surprising. I was kind of hoping the space station might be a bit more bigger and more sprawling, but that would probably be less realistic, if slightly more fun to explore. Yeah, think about the size we actually build space stations and things like that. The size is absolutely no bigger than it absolutely has to be, because getting that stuff into orbit costs quite a lot. That sound was kind of disgusting. What we got in here? Classic Pooch plushie. I do love the plushies in this game. Bethesda have picked that one up from 76, the success of the plushies in that game, which I don't blame them for. There's loads of blankets and towels and stuff knocking around that you can find. Decoration, plus boxes like this that I really want to be able to decorate with, and I believe I've been saying there's a lot in Fallout as well. Yeah, some things that I would like to have for junk decoration that just aren't available, unfortunately. Calipers, huh? Actually vaguely kind of had a use for some of those recently. Not that I own any, but still. Could have used them. This is very cool, by the way. Can see from up there.
I'm gonna go down.
I fat fingered and also hit the G key at the same time as the F key there, which is ever so slightly annoying. Let's get you out of the way, Sarah. An idea. I don't know if this is going to work, but yeah, that kind of works. A picture of my character looks like he's working on the controls. Picked that trick up the other day, and I'm quite liking it. Maybe a little bit too much. Anyway, let's have a look around upstairs. Twice in the night. Shocking, baby. How are we doing, Alex? All right? Not having much luck on the insult bot front, are we not?
Make it quick.
There's nobody here. We don't need to make it quick at all, Sarah. Yeah, that might be interesting in a minute. Chameleon calibrated UC security power pack. Ooh. As good as what I've got. But not bad. Quite cool looking actually in those colours. How much is it worth? Maybe it's not terrible, is it? Considering I'm not picking up a lot of stuff here. Cool view from up here. Stolen safe key, got it. What was that note that we got earlier, anyway? Space of communication
Calling
2.
all spacers. You know who you are. Because that's what they call us, isn't it? The ones in charge. The ones who never respected us. The Free Star Collective. The United Colonies. Even the Crimson Fleet and Ecliptic. They see us as the leftovers. The unaligned space scum running rampant across the settled systems. You know
What you are.
Maybe they're right.
Yeah.
So what? We matter just as much as they do. We deserve just as much as they do. A lot of you have been all over. You've seen the empty buildings, labs, factories, whatever. They're out there, lots of them. Abandoned after the colony war. And those others? They want them. They're taking them and everything inside. Are you gonna let them do that? You gonna let them get away with that? I'm not. I want my fair share. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready to take it.
Oh, that was a rousing speech. Just grabbing a bunch of stuff that I can use for decoration, and I'll probably toss it somewhere to store it before too much longer, I think. Cheesesteak chunks. Yeah, cool, scissors. I think that's the first scissors I've seen. Tea steeper. Sounds like some kind of really bad version of a kettle, but... Plenty of tools around. What do they call a drill? An impact driver. Dracula. Great book. Weird book, but a great one. Collect a cat. My friend will be. Cool. Loads of good stuff. Really hate those deep recon spacesuits though. They are ugly as sin. Right, we're going to have a look at this, weren't we, before that note turned out to be nothing. Cheers. There it is. See for looking. If tools when I was on the 10 years ago. Yeah, definitely. Too much heat. We should stop capturing UC ships for a while. We can sell the loot in Kilo, but if the UNC realizes that this station exists, I'm not sure how long we could hide from them. There's definitely tension we don't need. Just make preparations in case we need to defend ourselves. I'll talk with Sandra about equipping some of our captured ships for combat. Jackpots. Joyce and his crew are high projector Galbank transport ships, the kind of score you dream of. This is a giant safe on board, VIP customer storage and whatnot. Hauled the whole thing back here. Unfortunately, Jace demanded he keep the entire safe for himself. Not so smart, so Jace is no longer aboard the station. Now the safe stays in the storage area downstairs. I keep the key in this room at all times. Sounds like they may have gotten into it. Credits, ammo. Again, I'll take all of that. It's a bit below my usual threshold, but still.
Carrying enough clutter there, or should we find some more?
You try to tell me I'm over encumbered, sir? Is that what you try to tell me? Right, I think that's everything. Let's go and deposit some of it on Sarah, since she's moaning about me being over encumbered. Where is she? There she is.
Back, eh? I'll only carry the good stuff. Just kidding.
Everything cracking, you ain't? Classic. Gee, I'll do for now.
Oh, damn.
I was starting to enjoy the conversation.
She started saying weird stuff, Sarah. Starfleet Logistics Stockyard. Ooh. Glad I decided to come and check this spot. I don't know what's down here. It's Vasco! Okay, it's just another way into the same place. Not sure why it's sending me back this way now, eh? I'm going to do a thing and see if my theory is correct. No, I guess not. I guess I missed something back that way. How's it going, Alex? You just got the apartment. Very nice. You mean the one in the nice one, the penthouse, or the one in the well? So I got my video on the one in the well up today. Quite pleased with how that came out. On to the one in... I see they did follow me down. Yeah, the one in the penthouse next time, I think. So exactly when, we'll have to see, but... Yee.
This is the first deep breath I've taken in months. I make no illusions. You did this. And now it's up to us to keep it going.
Oh dear. Working together forward is going to be tough. It was a team effort.
Very diplomatic. It's horseshit, of course. But it sounded nice. The rest of the families and I, well, we chipped in for a reward. I know it's probably a pittance compared to what someone like you makes. But, we're just dirt poor farmers and miners just trying to get by. I think I need to shut up now. Don't want to get...
Be careful, I'll tell everyone you're softy. Appreciate the thought. You need the credits more than me. If that's it, I think this is goodbye. How's the future of the Defense Pack look? Keep your credits.
Damn you. I'm not... Yeah, deep breath. If you
It's like you're taking a crap more now than else.
You come back and visit. We'll give you a warm welcome for the ages.
Oh, the penthouse, Alex. Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, but it's going to take a while to decorate. Schizophrenic? No, I think he's just turtling, that's all. Later, dude. Like, if he's just going to give me credits for my trouble, then I don't really need a few credits from him, and I'm happy to be nice about it. If you get like a really cool, like, unique legendary or something, that'd be different, but... We've all dropped a grenade in opportune time. Once or twice, yeah. I do want to unbind grenades from G, because I've got them bound on my mouse. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be able to do this. I mean, I could bind it somewhere else entirely, but that's not what I want to do. I want it just with no hotkey. Yeah. Apparently not. Bolt cutters. Should we find a place for those? I've decided to have another quick rummage around, because does seem worth it. Hello, what's this? Attention! Do not release the robot modelizer from Freestar freighter who jumped near Xion. 2 bots were defending the ship. Took us an hour attacking and put them to sleep. Donnie thinks he can recode them to do chores around the station, so unless that's your name, stop now. If they wake up, they'll attack on sight. David, thank you very much for the new sub. Welcome on in. Robot remote control. Yeah, I mean, I could hack them, but I'm not going to because the job's done now, isn't it?
Those robot pods appear to be intact. Perhaps we should investigate.
Oh, it's these. Okay. And they'll come and help me fight if I needed to. I did not, however.
We did it! We did it! You are incredible!
You know. All part of the service and all that.
I'm alive. I'm alive, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they could go at making that not the case, but you are. Cool.
Captain Leaf, greetings.
Yeah, interesting. Did not realise that was on the list of names you could say. Which begs the question, do I change it or not? Back aboard, I think.
Just give the word and we'll get underway.
And we're loose.
Nice. Well, so that's another quest off the list. I'm going to bounce back to my apartment, drop some stuff off. And then... and sell some stuff. Then we'll see what we can do next, I guess, won't we? So day at work. Yeah, since we're not too bored, though, we can live with that. Got a bounty for defending yourself? Depends where, why, and how it was triggered, I guess. Yeah,
Nice
it's a bit
job.
weird, I guess.
We're right on target.
This is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband.
Anything spicy? 76 got any better? Well, 76 has been getting steadily better. Its big issue at the moment is they haven't added any new story stuff in ages. They added a bunch of other good stuff, but repeatable content gets repeated out of being interesting relatively quickly, so you know how it goes. But yeah, it's pretty decent. Just needs some needs a big dump of new story-based content, but it's getting a big update very soon. There was a blog post actually today which I would have covered, but it came out too late for me to do anything, and I was a bit busy on something else. So.
Take care of any leeches on their ships. We don't want any Terramore storming through here.
This is true. Right, what am I getting rid of? Yeah, I'm thinking I might change into the outfit. Might have a quick run around to see if I find any other cool outfits while I'm here as well. Anything else? Yeah, I think we're mostly good. Can't get hold.
Anything I can help you with? You were able to land it, so I'm sure whatever's broken can be fixed.
There's a reassuring comment. Flashbacks to Revenge of the Sith there. So Bud's still sleeping, right? Let's have a look, see if we can't do something about that. To kick up the butt. Don't know if I can, like, but we'll try. Well, if it's going to work, it'll work. If it's not, it's not. If there is something else I can do, I don't know what that something is. Yeah. Yeah, definitely still sticking with my pro 3-star approach, but I feel like this outfit just doesn't quite suit my character's new look very well, so I'm going to give him that one for a while. Plus the protective values are actually a bit better. I do feel like he looks maybe just a little bit too young at the moment. I don't know if there's much I can do about that, but... Oh, no. Press the Fallout button to change the view there. I want to go to my apartment, don't I? Steve's filling in, fair enough. I like that one. Like some young. Well, there's young and there's young.
You're in the Vanguard, right? Hey.
As far as I can tell, Sarah just likes them, like everybody else, really. This is the way over to the apartment. I'm not going to stick around for long, because if you want to see the whole thing, well, there's a video for that. Now. Right. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff stored up so that I can use it to decorate with later. Here's my gaff. Like these models, I have to admit. I actually really like those particular ship designs, so I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to steal that one as at least a temporary pick. But yeah. Don't like this door though, it's kind of annoying. Right, so let's go and see what we can find in terms of any cooler outfits. I don't suppose I'm going to have much like... Oh, actually, while I'm here, though... So we'll stop by Jake's place and see if there's anybody... Outpost engineering... There might be a good hireling. Payload specialist?
Howdy. I'm looking for work. You hiring?
No.
Pardon?
No. Good work there. There's a lot of people hanging out right beneath my balcony, though. I'm going to start standing up there tossing out free credits or something.
I'm gonna be a big-time space pilot someday. Gonna have my own ship, my own crew, my own corporate sponsor.
Altagracia Gonzalez.
You won't find anything at Enric's. That place is where good selection goes to die.
You pilot?
I'm working on it. Taking the UC Vanguard exams. Saving up for my own ship. You know how it works. It's just taking a little longer than I expected.
Pass the exams myself. These things take time. It's hard to give up now. Save yourself the embarrassment. That's cruel. She's got a nice flight suit on though, which is quite cool. These things take time.
Yeah, but I ain't getting any younger. And
Who
every
is?
day in the well is like 4 days topside.
How's life in the well?
You want food? Go to Case. You want an attitude? Try Jake's. You want to feel empty inside? Get your bags and move in. Seriously though, this place is half doom and all gloom, which is precisely why I'm leaving.
I like the well, in fact. I have an apartment here. I actually kind of do like it. It's got character.
Let me get this straight. You bought a house here with credits? It wasn't like given to you as part of your prison sentence? Because if I had to choose between death and living here, sure, I'd still want to live, but it wouldn't be an easy choice. That's how much this place sucks.
Nice to meet you. Interesting that she's actually a named character.
I'm very busy, as you can tell.
I seem to remember he decided to try to start a fight with me. The Trade Authority selling any interesting outfits?
Freewheeling space ace. Must be nice.
The trade, if there's something you need, no matter... Of course, of course.
Well, I don't want her interesting tracksuit that she's wearing, so there is that. Did I sell her that? I probably did sell her that. No other apparel, though. Some digipigs, though. I love them.
Of course.
Any interesting weapons, is she? Mag shear, though. 300 fire rate, but 17 damage versus 33 damage and 180. Not quite good enough to make it worth it, I don't think, at this point. Do like the regulator's design, though. The Rattler's quite cool as well. Well, that makes a great deal of sense, but it's cool. Tanto, I found a Wakizashi the other day, actually, as well. Yesterday. That was quite cool. In a shop.
If you need anything else, you know where to find us.
Just one quiet day. Not too much to ask.
Still kind of miss the fact that there's no, like, Western sword designs. Not the big katana fell over me. Not to rag on them or anything, but...
Personally, I think bigger time. I got hope.
New. That's the kind of dark blue security version of what that lady was wearing. Not bad, but no. I can't wear a utility float suit. There we go. It is quite a cool look. I'm not wearing that one. You got anything good? Just out of curiosity while I'm here. Doesn't really look like. Interesting that microguns are showing up quite a lot more now, which is quite cool. Kind of want to do a heavy gunner build, but trying to keep that amount of ammo in stock to keep that thing functional with a 350 fire rate would be really annoying. Fine drumbeat, though. That has a certain amount of appeal. 1 damage less and a bit less on the fire rate, so it's actually not that great, is it? Okay, and he has just reminded me that Sarah's lugging a load of stuff around for me that I need to just toss back into my apartment, so I'm going to do that before I head topside. A pinball trying to get through here when you're running. Sarah? Oh, there you are. Talking to the wall, apparently.
Need something. Have something for me?
She's, getting me a little worried right now. I'm kind of inclined to toss the packs and not keep those. On reflection, because they don't really need them for decoration purposes. There's no pack on the back of that, and it's not really ruined in any way because I just put it with its back to the wall. So that is a very cool spacesuit. Alright, so... 1 helmet in there, but that's it. Okay. Interesting, the legendary one's worth less. Those are kind of ugly. Yeah, okay. It's the same basic style, so I think I'll... Okay, so that was somewhat educational in some ways. Regarding the contents of this particular box. Like that. Don't know what I just accidentally picked up, but gonna flog all of that in a minute. Dracula, apparently, is what I picked up. Nice. Nearly whacked in the face with my own door there, but you know, kind of how it goes, isn't it? Explosive Grendel, nice. Ooh, that's a bit much, Blaine.
Best watch your pockets around
trying to act like such a badass and you just ain't.
Thing about the trade business? Who you know? Be my guest.
M-class modules. Didn't even know they were a thing. I suppose it means military, does it? That would make sense. Right, flog in those. Yeah, that puts me down to the expected level. Cool.
The Trade Authority appreciates your visit.
A feeling this guy Henrik might be selling, yeah, Apex Electronics, might be selling Digipix somewhere. Where is he? Standing in the right corner. Of course he is.
Can't say I'll have what you need. You see something you like, just say the word.
No wonder he doesn't get particularly good business, really, is he? If he's down there with his back to everybody. Oh, no, he doesn't have any. Okay.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, that explains a lot, then, Caleb. Yeah, I guess military probably is the right look there, then. Let's go the other way, actually. We'll bounce around a couple of shops, and then see where we go from there. Don't make the mistake of giving a companion an automatic explosive weapon like you. Yeah, I imagine that ends poorly. Start with the residential district, because there's a couple of shops I want to check here on the way by. He had 7. Did I just not see them? Oh well. Go back and have a look in a minute on the way back to my ship. Oh well, it'll be fine. I definitely do need to pick some up though, because I've absolutely blown through all of the ones I had.
I'm sure you already know that only the finest.
I don't think she's going to have anything I want, but no stock on it, and it's an assassin's one. That just seems odd. Ah, 1911 if one wants one. Yeah, quite cool. Compensator tactical grip, armor-piercing rounds. Yeah. Not seeing much that I'm leaping out towards. I've got a hunch that's probably not as good as the one that I actually got as a sniper already. Yeah, Wakizashi. Seen Tantos before, that's the first Wakizashi. I don't know if there's a full-blown katana, I assume there probably is, but... Well, she doesn't have what I want, or anything useful. Yeah, it's a fun model. I kind of like the more unique stuff, to be honest. It's just some mercantile advertising, isn't it? So I'm looking for lit clothiers.
With the consignment shop closed.
Or eat, or whatever it's called, I don't know.
Please let me know if you won't find a large. Let's find you something.
What have we got? Blue Neo City Poncho. No. 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 Fashionable suits. Most of the stuff is not appealing to me. That's kind of cool. Executive suit's kind of cool. Oh no, wait. Take it back. What I thought was cool is now not that cool. That's not bad in a kind of snazzy sort of a way. How does it compare to my current one? Slightly less damage resistance and energy resistance, slightly more EM resistance, better thermal and airborne, but no corrosive and radiation resistance. It weighs less. And a little bit of extra persuasion chance. It does look quite nice, but it's maybe a little bit too slick looking. A dress? Sari dress? Well, it is quite nice. Vested suit. And a white new city poncho. Okay, you got nothing that is tickling my fancy right now.
I'll see you again, I'm sure.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't. With no weapon skills at all, you gave your companion an advanced old Earth rifle, which is one-shotting creatures before you even see them. Who have you got with you? Assuming there's no spoiler attached to that. I was walking this way for a reason, but I've forgotten what it is. Yeah, I'm not actually that convinced I had a good reason, to be honest, but you know. Wear the dress. Well, it was a nice dress. Ambushed by someone named the Hunter. Oh, I have a feeling I might run into that person. They weren't ambushing me though. They were just standing in a bar. Go bang. It's interesting that we can't use the cash point. I mean, you can obviously steal from it. I wouldn't recommend it if you get caught. But you can. But you don't have a bank account because I guess you just carry your money on you at all times.
Dream of selling.
You'd think a cred stick would act like a debit card more than anything else, really, wouldn't you? Something to suit you. Oh. Mining, deep recon. I mean, I may have to come down here and buy a bunch of his spacesuits before too long. So, we will see. Jacketed leatherware. It's a bit better, but no. Subtle Explorer. Not liking the stats on any of that.
See you around.
Well, I doubt we'll see him around because he never leaves his shop, but we'll see him in his shop. Going for a pint of Guinness? I wish. You're making me think about that now, and that's just making me sad.
It's getting pretty late. What time is it?
They have a rifle skill, it's insane.
Have a moment.
Oh, and Sam's got a rifle skill that I'm aware of. But...
Bulk items may require multiple levels of... Welcome to UC Distribution. Oh, well, sir.
But he's the only one I can think of. But I think you said she, didn't you? Or did you say they? I can't remember. She. Yeah, okay. I haven't met that person then. Or don't know of this person. Any cool weapons? I'm going to assume probably not. I haven't tried that shotgun out yet. Everything I find is better, to be honest. Nope. Resources, no mess. I think quite cool, that spacesuit. Although the orange bit around the back's interesting. Mercenary spacesuit. Oh, it's heavy. Heavy, even it's lighter than what I've got. Stats are not quite as good. I found a helmet not so long ago that goes with this suit, but I hadn't actually seen this spacesuit before. Quite cool though. Advanced is better. Been refined. Not surprisingly, really. Oh well, that was interesting. There's a mercenary skip backpack. That's an interesting looking backpack that I definitely don't want. I don't mind this design too much. I'm completely sold on it, but still, don't mind it too much. I suppose there's any good helmets there. Doesn't seem to be any at all, actually. Right, okay. No apparel either.
Right. Come back if you need something else.
She seems distracted. I think I know who that is, Caleb. Though I appreciate the caution. I wish I didn't, but, you know, the internet is not really helpful like that at times. Aha! We have a life. Insultbot is alive, apparently. Hi, Sarah! Just makes me laugh that we leave her on the platform every time. I almost feel bad. If he wasn't such a UC cheerleader, I probably would feel bad. Varun jetpacks? I can't remember what the Varun jetpacks look like. I'm not quite sold on a lot of their stuff yet. Better than a lot, but...
Oh, please, take a...
There's a couple out there that are very cool. Yeah, exactly, Kayla. I've got one of those already. Actually kind of suits my guy, although stats kind of crap. Black leather jumpsuit, that's not terrible either. That's not quite doing it for me though. No. A bit too... Nah. Not terrible though. That's horrible. That's basically a different version of what I had before. It looks a bit better on this guy, actually. But, still. Eh. Nah. So I think for now we're sticking with the outfit I've got on. Because, well, maybe I've just bought everybody else's,
Thanks for coming in.
maybe I bought everybody else's digipicks already and then used them. I don't know. Can't remember. Might have bought a bunch last night, actually. It was last night and I've slept since then. Well. It still bugs me that that's the wrong way up. Spaceport should be on the top, not the bottom. The well should be on the bottom, rather. In the case of the order that's going on there. English.
Stop. If you're a serious customer, happy to make a deal if I can.
I'm not serious if I can possibly avoid it. He does have 7 digipicks, and I am blind. Thank you very much to whoever shouted that one that I've now forgotten, because yeah, you've gone off screen now. But good catch. Better catch than me. Right, let's go and see what we're going to do next. Merc seats. Oh, do you mean the space seat? Trackers Alliance stuff's not bad. It's definitely a bunch of stuff I would like to pick up. I want something lighter but badass looking. And with good stats than what I've currently got, but... So far... New dice. Well, this might not be a bad place to go if you need to take a picture of your character.
That was for handling the shipments, not deliveries.
If you want a picture of them in their clothing rather than in a spacesuit, anyway. Well, I mean, you can set it up so they're wearing the spacesuit if you prefer.
Remember, I swear, lately I feel like I'm spending more time at Galbank than I am here.
A little bit of a debate going on there, I see. Right. Let's have a look at some quests. So we've got some powers I can go and find, but I don't remember to use the one I've got yet, so Victor Vectera. Oh, let's jump on to Misk. Faction I'm not doing right now. First Contact, Media Sponge, Late Bloomer, Terrabrew. Terrabrew's actually not that far away from my level. So there's not a lot occurring here right now. So, we were looking at going to Homestead, was it? The settlement on Titan. So we can check that out. And there's something else I would like to check out too, but let's just quickly see if there's anything good on the mission board. So Crimson Fleet Ghosts, kill Pirate Plunderer on Alpha Andraste. That might be fun. I'll nab it. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now, but I'll have that. Yeah. I'll do for now.
Okay. Hello.
Oh, where's the NASA helmets? Gotta love the more NASA designed ones. Everything seat you got from the lodge. Do you mean the Mark 1 Constellation seat, Steve? So yeah, it was a bit too slimline for me, a little too basic looking, underdeveloped. Yeah, it didn't really do it for me, but...
Do you require my assistance?
But, yeah.
Might not
I do like my big
but
chunky
this ship
ones.
is starting to feel like home.
Still can't see anything. Stop rotating, I want to look at the front of my spacesuit. Gotta love my big, big chunky boy spacesuit.
Comes with the territory, I suppose. Care to share your troubles? I am concerned with how the rest of Constellation perceived. Yes, is what we don't say. How I present myself.
Tired of hearing the same conversation so many times. If it wasn't for the fact that I actually kind of I want Sarah with me for companion duties, not that I've got a choice at the moment. But I also kind of want to give, I'd give Andresia the boot, but I want it for her stats, so... Oh, I haven't actually gone anywhere, that's why I'm confused. Saul. We're gonna... Well, I'm gonna stop off at Deimos Shipyards first. Deimos Stayard, okay.
From other members' activities.
So I want to see if there's anything cool going on there.
Having someone from House Varun among us is a new experience. I'm certain they're unsure if you even wish to be approached at all. Give them time.
Companion is not such a good person. Well, that wouldn't make sense with the rest of the Constellation vibe. But I can see the appeal, Caleb.
Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
Good. Intelligible chatter. Well, I hope this thing isn't more than 500 meters across, because otherwise, well... I thought I was going to crash into that for a minute, eh? Andrea's the least goody-goody of the lot, is she? Doesn't surprise me. Be a bit of a... fringe of society type, so anyway.
Is that something you might be interested in?
Let's go!
Hello.
Let's go, Vasco. No, let's not actually stay there. Sarah, for the love of... Oi!
Captain Leaf, hello. I am status.
Didn't go quite that low.
To see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.
Congratulations on not dying in your sleep.
Deimos builds some of the toughest ships in the settled systems. That's probably why the UC Navy continues to contract with them to this day.
Thanks for the history update.
Deimos ships are responsible for countless victories. They're a true piece of history.
I do like that you've got the different classes just kind of straight there on the wall. Phalanx is quite a cool looking ship design. And then you realise it's just like Hab, and then 3 Habs across the back with bits stuck on. It's like, interesting.
No other ship
Now,
can hold a candle to a Deimos. It's not even close.
that's not entirely true, buddy. But glad you're drinking the Kool-Aid. This is the design I like the most of theirs, the Hoplite. Yeah. Although actually, it's kind of a tough call between the Hoplite and the Phalanx, right? Phalanx, depending on how you want to say it. Phalanx, I suppose.
To step foot in there.
Kind of thinking this is actually appealing to me a little bit more now I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's a Hoplite up in the air there, isn't it? I think she's got a quest, but I don't think I want to do it.
Deimos has every type of ship you need. Except actually ships. You know, the water ones. But that's obvious though.
Slow down on the ships there.
I mean, they're very good, obviously. But these days, everyone's using the same core tech, right? Oh, shit. Do you know you can be lectured on being too honest? Right. What makes
Not
Deimos
surprising.
special, though, is the package. We've been building ships forever, and the way we put it all together, well, it's really good. In a, I'm gonna murder my enemies sort of way. Hmm? Oh, yeah. Bye.
If she's got the quest I was thinking of, then, well...
That feeling of sitting in the cockpit of a longsword. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, if she's got the quest I was thinking of, then it's obviously buried in a dialogue options. I don't really want to go and run down to Mars just to bring her a beer, basically.
Welcome to Deimos.
These are hallowed halls.
Jesus Christ.
Are you sure you're in the right place?
Quite cool.
This is the heart of the UC.
What you got, buddy?
Deimos is here to turn you into a tricked-out fighting machine. Crimson Fleet, beware.
Let's view and modify ships.
Let's get you set up.
Let's shipbuilder. I'm not actually going to change anything. I just want to kind of see what he's got tucked away, if there's anything particularly interesting. I don't suppose he's got a particularly interesting landing bay, no. With us. An Ares bridge. That's fairly chunky. Wouldn't mind doing a build around that, maybe. Maybe. Engines, nothing particularly unique or interesting there. Hercules maybe, but there's Class B, which I can actually use. And there's the Nova 1000, which is also Class B, and I can use. A bunch of helium fuel tanks. Landing gear is not particularly exciting. Grav drives. Interesting. A 3x3 cargo hall. Ooh, that's actually kind of a bit more interesting. All in one. Engineering bay, living quarters. Oh, look, that's the only one. Cargo hall, mess hall, 2x3. Okay. Battle stations, brig, cargo hall, computer core, engineering bay, living quarters. This is quite interesting, actually. I'm kind of now kind of tempted to come back here and modify one of my ships with a bunch of demo stuff. Not much reactors, although shields. Anything interesting on structural? Presumably nothing particularly that I haven't seen before. Maybe, but nothing vastly interesting. Anyway, I'll have to come back here in a bit. See what we've got for sale.
The best decision you've made all year.
One of your favourite bridges when you put it towards the back. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing as well. Swordsman's in UC uniform. Yeah, you can see they're really buying into their contract there quite a lot. It's a longsword, which is quite cool looking, it's got to be said. Sword 2, which is similar but apparently slightly more beefy, I'm guessing. Oh no, it's the same. Okay, I'm just scrolling through the wrong stuff. Hoplite. A really ugly version of that, actually. See. Phalanx looking like quite a substantial beast of a Class B. Definitely not the way I'd want to go. Gladius. Beream. Aegis. Take your ages to save up for it. Oh, wait. Is that a cargo hauler? Because it looks like it's got a substantial amount of cargo space. But I don't actually see anything written about it. Yeah, it does have a lot of cargo space. Very interesting. A lot of presumably decorative elements underneath there. Okay.
When you get serious about your spacecraft, come back to Deimos.
Yeah, there's a very good chance I might, at least for a while.
Generations of UC pilots.
We're armed with products sold through here anyway. We're actually armed here, but yeah. Not I got to have a goosey at that, because
it's good to be back on board.
I think I might take advantage of some of that Deimos stuff. Like the Phobos stuff I'm not really into as a shape and design and stuff, but some of the other stuff, we could go heavy Deimos for a particular design, just for a change of pace, couldn't we? Especially with something like, I don't know, this is a thing, but whether or not I modify one of the existing ships I've got, or I change it up a bit more than that. Bloody L-stream elements, you want to calm your crap down. Alright, so for our next move, we're going to fly off to Titan and go and check out the settlement there and see what's what.
Complete, Captain.
Thank you very much for the update, Sarah. Aluminium, beryllium, neodymium, and europium are related, are they? Did not know that. I'm learning things about chemistry. And the fact I didn't know that was probably going to disappoint my cousin. His chemistry degree. Ooh, I guess the gravity's quite low here. Didn't really expect to jump that high. This fellow said there was something going on at the back of the settlement, didn't he?
Heads up. Enjoy our visit here.
Speak with Luther. Yeah, this was a enter new homestead. Let's enter the new. Let's do enter the new homestead first. It's kind of in the middle of the night. I'd like to go just jump back on the ship and then whip it on to the morning so I can actually see the place. Local time. 1 local hour, 15 hours, 55 minutes. Oh, that would suck. Oh. So I need, what, about 12 hours, really, don't I? Well. How long did you sleep for? 191 hours. I know it doesn't matter, but it just feels so wrong. Evening, Snedge, how are we doing?
Something for you when you have a moment.
Captain Leaf, it is pleasant to see you.
Bit nippy out. New homestead. I'd take a picture, but...
Interesting. The last thing I expected to stumble across at this type of settlement is a museum. Might be worth a look around.
Sounds interesting. Let me in. Freezing me everything off out here. Everything at SCA. Come on in.
It's a pleasure to roam these locations with lower gravity.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah. I would say it probably is.
Word of advice? Steer clear of the doctor here. She really seems to have a problem with tourists for some reason.
Interesting. Juliana. Don't really fancy going through every cupboard right now. You folks need to tidy up your storage.
Feel free to look around, but don't touch.
Huh. Damn power's on the fritz again. Joyce always seems to need help clearing ice off the equipment.
Interesting. So we've got a whole bunch of activities coming in quite rapidly here, not surprisingly.
I'm not sure that these space frog pictures fit with our town's historical aesthetic, but they do bring a smile to my face.
Can I just reach a small point that, what the fuck are they doing here? Because the kid that was drawing space frogs is on Mars. And this ain't Mars.
The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
Ooh. Could do that. Well, I actually don't have small enough plants, but I don't know, actually, maybe. Wouldn't be easy, but it could be done. This is nice, isn't it? Who are you?
This farm with my family for
Mira.
the sake of our little colony is one of the greatest pleasures in life. Ah, someone new. Are you a tourist, or have you just moved to New Homestead?
Visitor, not exactly tourist. Passing through, thinking about buying a home here. Oh, can I? That's cool. Interested in learning about the colony.
Well, there's lots to learn. You can always feel free to try one of the historical tours or ask the locals about life here. I'm fascinated by the other worlds in the settled systems. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure.
Oh, wonderful. What's New Atlantis like?
Amazing, huge skyscrapers, beautiful skies, people from all walks of life, not as impressive as they make it out to be, too much hustle and bustle, terrible, gives me a frontier city or a small colony like this any day. Yeah, not sure, never been there. I would prefer something like this, yeah. It is pretty amazing, though. Like, it also has its underbelly. None of these really suit me. I'm going to go with my preference for a frontier city, I think.
Maybe my grandmother was right all along, then. We shouldn't look to other colonies with envy and learn to appreciate what we have here.
There's some truth to that.
I can understand why so many people want to come visit us then. They're just longing to escape to a simpler life, I suppose.
Something weird going on with the shadows
there.
there.
Question?
Well, you just did, but sure.
Thanks. I promise not to take too much of your time. Is the Freestar Collective as lawless as I've heard?
Monument to freedom, can live as they please, not lawless as they lead you to be. People still believe in rules of justice. It's dangerous, showing the options to rely on the Rangers to take the law into your own hands. Don't know much about them. Not as lawless people believe you would have you believe.
I figured the stories weren't all true. How else would you expect people to live together if you can't trust in laws to keep everyone safe?
No, people could be actually decent to each other and we wouldn't need them.
Have to maintain law and order. Though, I understand it gets difficult to always protect that out in the vastness of space. I imagine it's the same in the Freestar Collective. Is it okay if I change the subject?
We could be here for a while, I think. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Are there really planets full of plants, fresh air, and water?
Yes.
I've read about them. It seems incredible, doesn't it? I've only ever known Titan, and it's always so cold and drab. I've always dreamed of visiting one to breathe the air, feel the warmth of its sun, but my husband is reluctant to leave our home. Can I ask you something else? Oh, thank you. Is space travel as exciting as it seems?
She has a lot of questions. Amazed by the awe and wonder of every time we go there. Incredible but dangerous. Nice to get used to after a while. A lot of nothing. Incredible but dangerous.
I've heard stories about pirates and spaceship malfunctions and all sorts of terrible things. I've always wanted to try going into space, but I'm also worried about all those dangers. Maybe people here are right. The dangers here are few, and we know how to take care of them. Space is too unknown. Those are all the questions I have at the moment. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day for me.
That was kind of interesting. You don't normally get somebody run into people in games, even RPGs and stuff like this, where you get somebody who's just like, I want to know what the hell you've been up to. Like, tell me about these places you've seen. People would take that kind of interest. It's kind of cool that she's just like, come on, I want to know. Yeah, I mean, occasionally do, but not a lot. Currently binging my Outpost videos. Enjoy Snitch. Not dipped your toe into Outpost yet. Yeah, they are, they're a whole thing. Laws other than set limits to, yeah, well, they're just there because people can't be trusted to do the right thing on their own. You know? I mean, yeah, not everybody agrees on what the right thing is, but it shouldn't be that fucking difficult to reach a consensus on either. I like that they got this kind of central bit. I kind of want this hub. Didn't pick the adoring fan. Oof, no. I appreciate it, Snitch, and yes, it absolutely does help. It's very kind. It's all good. Just taking the time to watch a bit is appreciated. Fun to have as a companion. Yeah, like meeting her in other places and taking her out and stuff would be cool. I don't imagine she's particularly capable of looking after herself, though.
We don't need tourists distracting us with their flights of fancy.
What's her name?
Thanks again for
Munich.
taking the time to answer questions for me. I learned a lot from you.
Well, you're quite welcome. It is quite cool. Guessing this guy might be her husband, but...
Filling her head with ideas about picking up and leaving home. You got anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, why are you such a weird stick in the mud and a controlling fellow? And yeah, I don't like this guy much already. interesting that they don't have the same last name, though.
Listen here.
Cool, but
Mara's free to make her own decisions. I'm not here to control her if that's what you're insinuating. But that doesn't mean I take
Mouth
kindly
says
to other
one
people
thing.
manipulating her and telling her the other worlds are full of sunshine and rainbows. We live a simple traditional life here, and it's important to the community that we maintain that. Do you understand?
People should explore the universe. What traditions? What's so important about your traditions? Yeah.
People rely on technology too much. We need to remember how to perform the basics to survive in case we ever find ourselves without said technology. We need to remember where we came from. Earth, this system, lest we forget and repeat the same mistakes as before. We're one of the last colonies charged with that preservation. That's why it's important.
Also, though, he is growing plants inside a hab on an uninhabitable, otherwise, planet. So, sort of doing things the old-fashioned way without technology is really a bit much coming from this guy. Don't agree. Don't entirely believe he's not as controlling as he claims, but or agree with his take. But I kind of respect the traditions up to an extent, but people exploring is kind of the way to go.
I have to agree to disagree then. I only ask that you respect our wishes.
Yeah, the problem is you seem to think everybody else's wishes are your wishes. And just quite likely to try and enforce that. Looks like the daughter.
That Earth had all sorts of cool animals? Actually, lots of planets do. But not this one. Sad, huh?
A little bit. Huh. Interesting. Don't know if this is like the whole settlement. I'm missing something. Or
Some of Anya's cooking over at the Brown Horse.
Brown Horse, huh? Go and have a look upstairs in a bit, but feel like I've already managed to get myself turned around in there.
But a word of warning, she really doesn't care.
That's kind of ironic. Okay, so we've got down. I don't know if down or up is a thing.
Than we do these days.
Welcome to New Homestead.
I'd like to establish whether or not I'm guessing that lift is going downstairs, not upstairs. And look at this. Yeah, it looks like it is. So we'll go down the stairs over this way.
We Titans are hardy people. You'd have to be
Space Amish. If ever there was a brilliant contradiction in terms. I like that. Does he ever leave Diamond for Phillips? I'm trying to think if that's who I think it is. If it's who I think it is, no, but always cross off a load of stuff before you got any spoilers. I don't blame you on that, Snedge, at all. I've managed to dodge the worst spoilers so far, but
these are real people, so please be kind to them.
it's an interesting take.
Did you know the museum here is full of old Earth artifacts? Cool, huh?
Pretty cool, yeah. Facility storage exit. So this is the museum, is it? Okay.
We live a simple life on New Homestead, but make no mistake, it's fulfilling.
Maurice?
Hello there. Are you here to peruse our little museum exhibit?
Some of the items of collection. Not yet, but I was planning on it. Didn't you know it's a museum? Not my thing. A couple of crappy junk on display and call it a museum. Kinda you can, actually. Yeah, looking at some of the items.
Wonderful. These are all rare artifacts from before the collapse of Earth. There isn't much of this stuff left outside of private collections, but here we're happy to share a glimpse of them with the public. If you have any questions about the exhibit or New Homestead, I'm happy to answer as best as I can.
Tell me more about the exhibit.
Of course. Certainly. We have several items in our collection that we rotate in and out over time, but they all originate from the same place, Earth. We have everything from toys to antique technology to sports memorabilia. We even used to have an old Earth vehicle, but we had to sell it when we ran out of space for it.
Oh, wonder where it ended up. Wonder if it ended up somewhere else I can go and see it.
Fellow Earth enthusiasts and historians who felt it belonged close to the homeland here in the Sol system.
Who are you and what do you do around here?
I am Maurice Xion, and I am the community elder. As the oldest living citizen,
He looks good for a 96-year-old.
96, my only job is to keep Earth history alive. I tell stories to the young people and the visitors from other worlds. Although my memory isn't what it used to be, I try my best.
Why do I feeling we're gonna get a feeling we're gonna wind up with a what the heck was his name? A kind of similar situation to the guy in Diamond City who didn't really understand baseball. Elder Xion. Yeah. Although in this case, I think it's probably more a reference to the fact it's an old Earth city and also where Arcane are based, or one of the Arcane studios, I suppose. Why has everybody got interesting names?
When our early colonists learned of Earth's demise, they decided to take on the names of their cities of origin as a way to remember their heritage. Now, some may have been lost in translation over the years, and some may have taken it more seriously than others.
Interesting.
But the names are mostly accurate.
You find any on selling spots?
For instance, my family comes from the city of Lyon, in a country that was called France.
Mo Cronin, that's him. Go on, let's hear his story.
Sure, I'd love to. There was once a war so big that they say all of the world was involved. This was actually the second time it happened. They fought because a terrible man named Hitler rose to power and slaughtered many innocents. Millions were lost.
Bit of a simplification, but okay.
War pales in comparison.
Okay, interesting.
Enjoy the rest of your stay in New Homestead.
So we got books on here. Sorted Earth Media. Tales of Space and Time, H.G. Wells. Origin of Species, Charles Darwin. Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. A portable CD player from 1993. Sailing Alone Around the World, Joshua Slocum. And a videotape from 1976. Okay. Yeah, I put one of those in my apartment when I found it kicking around because I was like, yeah, that's absurd. Might just notice that.
I'm sorry. What don't you get?
One of those as well.
Like, what's the big deal?
Range of antique Earth computers ranging from the late 1980s to the mid 2000s.
It's just another dead world.
It's where we're all from. It was a...
Antique instruments of unknown origin, believed to be West African. Hmm.
Place of beauty.
Interesting. Well, it's more like a loot, actually, but I don't know.
Cannot overstate how important it was for all of humanity.
Baseball,
I guess
football,
so. Maybe I need to look up more
basketball,
about it.
another baseball.
It's so cold here. I guess I should have expected that.
Oh, yeah,
It's been
kind
a
of.
while since I last visited.
Piggy bank and a duck. Commercial reproductions of Earthborner. Okay. Decoy duck. Well, it's not terribly far off. Hockey stick. Let's see what we got on that. Ice hockey stick used on Earth in the city of Edmonton, Canada during a 1988 championship game. I'm guessing that's a famous game that they're referring to. I don't know. I don't know anything about ice hockey. Played in an ice rink, 2 teams with 5 players and 2 goaltenders. Is that correct term? I wouldn't have thought so. It was, but okay. Cool. Goalies compete to deposit a rubberized puck in the other team's goal. Players traverse the rink on specialized shoes mounted on thin metal blades called ice skates and manipulate the puck with specialized curved sticks such as on display here. Well, generally quite accurate. Earth knickknacks. What have we got? Unknown decorative liquor bottle, electronic pipes used to inhale various legal substances. Equinoctial dial and scroll case. Okay. You mean a compass? That's a bit weird. I'm not sure what that music's going on there, but it's a bit alarming. Scale model of the RV Calypso. Pushed by the Royal Navy as a minesweeper launched in 1942. Repurposed by famed oceanographer Jacques Cousteau, 1950. Dedicated his life to exploring the oceans. Got over there. HMS Beagle, constructed by the Navy as a war vessel. First launched in 1820. Cherokee-class brig sloop. Okay, yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Famous for transporting Charles Darwin during his famous worldwide research voyage. Didn't realise the ship he was on was that small. That would have been an uncomfortable trip. There's a NASA stuff, that's cool. Starship tours. Brown Horse Tavern, okay.
This colony is a lot smaller than I thought it would be.
And they can't interact with that. What have we got down here? Store? Ah, an actual shop. This is quite an interesting place to just kind of wander around and explore. There's lots of fascinating things in here. What you got there, friend?
Trade for off-world goods. Well, hello there, and welcome to my little shop. Are you visiting New Homestead for the first time?
Everybody loves a little shop. Yes, this is my first time here.
Oh, nice. You know, it's always such a pleasure to meet people from other worlds. Or just space.
Which ship was a bit big.
I'm Jay. I'm happy to help you find
Thanks,
what you're
Craig.
looking to
Thanks,
buy
appreciate
or take a look at whatever you want to sell. Trades of all kinds are welcome here.
Starship
Or
tour.
if you have
Oh,
any
can I only
questions for me
interact with
about
it, can I?
shop, the
Interesting.
merchandise, or even just New
I'll have a
Homestead in
look at
general,
it, see if I can
I'm
get it
happy to
to
help.
trigger. Thanks, guys. Take a look at what you're selling, something about trading, what sort of things are you looking for? What do you think of the tourists? Selling any souvenirs, anything like that?
We used to, but not anymore. Believe it or not, the New Homestead Tourism Board decided a while back to do away with souvenirs. We don't really have the resources or facilities to make them here ourselves, and it was decided that anything less than that would
I
seem
get the idea.
exploitive of our people and inauthentic. Only thing we have are these souvenir slates about the history of New Homestead. Tell you what, I've got an extra one here that another guest left behind a while back. You can have it.
Oh, that's kind. See what he's flogging.
Sure thing. I'm also interested in buying if you have anything for sale.
Right, first up. Ooh, get a bunch of those. Am I drinking from this mug? Then walk away. Let's see, ice buckets. Our lamp. Shine jug. I'll have that. I'll have that. I'm not buying those. I'll pick them up. Oh, cocktail shaker. Yeah, I'll have that. Cocktail glass. Because I can use those as decoration in my apartment, can't I? They're quite unique and cool. He's got a spacesuit. Helmet. Some apparel. No. No. Well, it doesn't look that bad, but no. Chunks cap. Farming outfit. Oh, that's quite cool. Not going for it, but it's interesting. Padded hat. I think I got one of those, but it's not that interesting. Straddle Eklund cap I already have. Teal elbow grease gear. Teal engineering outfit. Anything I want there. No digipix either. Bunch of food. Bunch of notes. Okay, well, that's interesting.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
So, New Homestead Life History. Sol, cradle. Ooh, how long is this? Okay, it's not too bad. Sol, the sun. It's hard to imagine a time when all of humanity lived under one singular sun, but until the mid-22nd century, the invention of the gravity drive, that's all we had. Humans have existed for nearly 200,000 years, and all of them came from a planet called Earth, the third planet in the Sol system. Without Earth, you wouldn't be here. Titan Astrobase. The people of Earth first sent an unmanned craft to Saturn's moon Titan in 2107. Okay, interesting. The Titan Astrobase was completed in 2130 to search for life beyond Earth. Though fruitless, it laid the groundwork for what would eventually become humanity's greatest endeavour, settling the universe. Scientists and engineers used Titan to perfect planetary building. Okay, interesting. New home, old story. New Homestead was officially established in 2185 as a living memorial to humanity's ingenuity and perseverance. Citizens of the settled systems were invited to visit and learn about our important history. This was a fascinating approach to education, allowed visitors to see how early colonists lived and worked. Sights to behold. See the majestic icy peaks of New Homestead's frozen land formations as the frosty winds blow through the thick clouds overhead. Witness the powerhouse of the UC's most valued methane processing plants. Then warm up with a hot meal at humanity's longest running establishment after Earth, the Brown Horse Tavern. Yeah, interesting. Once you upgrade your post building chips as placeable decorations, I believe I already put this one down in my current place. Oh, nice. Like it. Pool balls and cues. Now, can I nab... I can't take the cues, unfortunately. Take these without it being theft. Guess we're going to have a pool table in my new apartment. Can't put the cues down, so I hope there's cues on the table. Ooh, are there cues I can take here? No, but there's a bunch of balls. Sorry, folks.
Ice mining operations are unusual, but if they're run properly, they can prove to be quite lucrative.
So then
Normally you tuck those down behind the bar, not actually sink them into the top of the bar, because otherwise customers start doing stupid shit like messing with it. But anyway.
I did. I know I shouldn't have, but I just wanted to see how they'd react.
This is quite cool.
Aren't they going to think we're even more old-fashioned than they already believe?
That's a good point. They already gawk at us like we're some sort of ancient curiosity.
Oh, I'm just trying to have a little fun. But you're probably right.
Warm food, cold drinks. What else could you want? Welcome. I'm Anya. Is
Oh,
this your
what?
first time with us at the Brown Horse Tavern?
Must be the wind, yeah. I'm a regular. I can't believe you don't recognise me. No. Never seen it, never ordered anything before. Yes, I've never been before.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us. You're in for a real treat. We've got an assortment of food and drinks, some of which follow homemade recipes that have been passed down over hundreds of years. So, what can I do for you?
Let's see the menu.
Let me show you what we have.
Bunch of beers, fried pickles, pale ales, red ale, same bottle. At least I know somewhere where I can come and get different drinks if I need to. If I can't find them anywhere else.
Take care.
Chunks restaurant out there, does that hurt business? I'm sure it does.
I could have sworn I've seen those silly little space frog posters somewhere else. Never thought I'd see them here.
Interesting. Can head down on that mine possibly, which I'm not going to do right now. That's going to take me outside, so I'm not doing that right now either. Interesting. Oh, I'm planning on vandalizing the place. It's quite cool and interesting.
Learn about early colony life. It's another to experience.
We got down here. Ah, I see. Lounge. Well, I'm going to call it a lounge exactly, but okay, it's more of a mess hall, really. Anyway, there's the clinic. The not very charming doctor, apparently.
Those stupid tours. Make sure to follow the rules. They're for your own safety and my sanity. Do you need medical assistance?
You really don't seem like tourists. Any dangerous hazards to worry about on Titan? Being a doctor, difficult in an old-fashioned community. Any particular hazards here?
It's a harsh world, but as long as you're inside or wear a suit when going out, you'll be fine here. There's no breathable air on the surface, and you'll quickly freeze to death outside without protective gear, but otherwise the hazards are minimal. New Homestead was an early colony research base and has stood the test of time. It's safe, and it's proof that people can live pretty much anywhere.
Considering she doesn't like tourists, she seems kind of alright. Go on, why doesn't she seem like tourists?
I don't. They make a mockery of New Homestead culture. And on top of it, they're reckless.
The whole place was literally set up, apparently,
like I said before,
to
I feel like I'm treating them
be a living
more
museum.
often than our own people.
Sounds frustrating. Wish there was something they could do, rather not get involved. Alright, what can we do for you?
Actually, maybe there is. I have an idea that may be best suited for someone relatively unknown, instead of myself. I've got a mountain of work and a reputation to maintain.
Why do I get the feeling she's...
So I bought a realistic monster costume. The plan was to wear it, scare tourists away, and start a rumor about terrible creatures living on Titan.
You kind of need the revenue, hon.
Tourism will take enough of a dive to give me some relief.
No, that just sounds fun. Don't care if it works, I'll do it anyway. It does sound like fun. Sounds ridiculous. Do you really think it'll work?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have any other ideas. The tourism board flat out won't help me, and I don't have money in the budget to hire additional help. And you know these tourists will believe anything they see and hear. I think it's worth a shot. Worst case scenario, I'm back to square one.
She seems generally nice enough, but also slightly backcrap crazy. I'm a doctor, I don't like tourists. What's my solution? I'm going to collapse the economy! If I succeed. If not, just look insane. I don't know, I'm kind of tempted, but you know what, why not?
That's the spirit. To be honest, I'm not sure it'll work either, but I feel like there's no harm in trying. Here's the costume. I think this will work best on the surface. So just find a group and run up to them, acting like a convincing alien monster. Go run screaming and book the next flight out of here.
I have to see this monster costume. Basically, it's a spacesuit. Hey! I thought it might be that. Where's the light? Oh, oh, it's not showing because no, because yeah. Does actually provide some protection and no actual environmental protection, no, not surprising. Yeah, it's not working because I've got this set to show, not show my spacesuit. Hey! Yeah, Bethesda shared a picture of this on Twitter today, and I kind of knew that there was a monster suit somewhere in the game, but oh, that's just weird and amorphous.
That monster feel extra convincing. Just don't hurt anyone.
Well, the kid's running away already. Oh. No, hide my spacesuit. Come over here where the light's actually decent.
I know what I'm asking you to do is pretty silly, but I still think it's worth a shot.
Finally, that's actually not a bad angle. A tiny bit overexposed though. There we go, that might do it. Whew. Be that Mothman. they'll be showing up more just to see the monster. Yeah, there's a good point there actually. Get monster hunters coming, yeah. Do it. Okay, well, there seems to be the general consensus that we're gonna get into this, so tourists go home. Scare the tourists. Okay. So, we'll have a quick shifty around here. We've got elevator left, storage right. Yep, there's the space frog.
Must be nice to be able to afford to travel, huh? Oh, you don't really want to talk to me. I'm just a nobody from the crates. Besides, I'm not really good at talking to tourists about New Homestead. If you're really interested in our history, talk to Maurice. He's a lot better at that than I am.
It seems we have discovered a slum. At best. Don't say that. You're not nobody.
I feel like it sometimes. I don't have many friends, and I'm struggling to stay in my undergrad program. It feels like I'm never going to get out of here.
Job as the mascot too.
Make a name for myself. Anyway, if we're going to talk, maybe we should talk about something else.
I suppose if you show up to the interview for the job at Ryujin wearing the special dialogue, that's hilarious. I absolutely love that. Dress for the job you want or something, and you end up becoming the mascot. I might save it beforehand, but if you remind me about that when the time comes, I'll see if I can remember to do it. Having trouble with your studies?
Okay, well, no. Not the studies specifically. Like, I get good grades when I'm able to apply myself. But I'm poor. I just don't have the kind of money to be a full-time student and support myself. Even living in the cheap-ass crates. I keep having to take odd jobs just to put food on my plate. And when I do, my grades suffer. I just feel like I'll be stuck in a rut forever.
20,000 credits, jeez, that's a lot. To be successful, you may just need to get out of New Homestead. I kind of want to do that, but that's a lot. You can get out of New Homestead,
Really?
I think.
I thought it was the only way. I remember my parents telling me that when they were still around. But maybe you're right. I guess I can put my studies on hold, at least until I get enough credits saved up to live on. I can always
not a terrible
return to
plan.
my studies then. Maybe part of the reason I feel I've been stuck in a rut is because I push myself too hard. Thanks for the advice. It helped.
I'm sure she appreciates the advice, but I think actual funds would have been a bit more helpful.
Well, why don't you just chip in then? Instead of giving me shit. Like that's bish. To be honest, yeah, like she's starting to grate on my nerves a tiny little bit, Sarah. By tiny little bit, I mean she's getting on my tartars. It is an unpleasant toilet. Toilet and shower and sink all rammed into that tiny little space. She's got a rug. I mean, can you close this off? Get a degree of privacy? I don't know if there's a sliding door on that or not. And there's somebody else's crates living here. There's a door here, so I guess the door must be across the front there. I don't know.
Those folks
I
in
think it's
Sidonia
desk
may be
fan,
closer
but
to Earth, but we do a better job preserving its traditions.
yeah, that is probably true. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of a somewhat slummy crate housing accommodation. I mean, it could be worse. If you can heat the place if you need to. You've got a bathroom, somewhere to sleep and store your stuff. I mean, it's not nice, but it could be worse. You see Marine spacesuit? I don't know. I kind of wasn't expecting to see this. It's a cool detail.
Off-worlders have it made.
Interesting, for sure. There's the elevator. That must take me down.
Hi there. Always nice seeing a new face.
Always so
Thanks.
cool to hear.
Well, yeah. What's Suite 1? Kind of dorm type deal?
You get used to the methane processing smell after a while.
Lovely. You're saying the place permanently smells of farts? Is that what you're saying? Because it sounds like that's what he's saying. I thought that problem might be the case. Sarah, piss off.
It's a little weird that people come here to see what early colony
So,
life was like.
what's new with you today?
To me, it's just
all
how we
right,
live.
but be.
Yes. Oh, Sarah's sitting there. I'll see if I can get a picture. I don't think we can get a decent one. feel like there was me. Nah. Well, there was a possibility of something interesting there, but the lighting's just not going to work it. Yeah, I haven't been to Paradiso yet, so...
If you want help, I'm here.
It's on the get there eventually point. Get moving.
Sure, I'm right behind you.
Friend zone Sarah Hart. Yeah, well, I had planned to go down the romance option with her, but...
always ask how I can live here. I wonder how they can live anywhere else.
Glad somebody's happy. Yeah, she has since rather gotten on my nerves with her UC cheerleading and her like attitude's just a bit like, oh, sorry, just stop it, touch, gal. So, can we take a tour? Don't we talk to this guy? Yes.
Hope you brought a healthy thirst for history. Why, hello there! I'm Bill Starsap of Starsap Tours. Let me tell you, this place is full of history and interesting facts. For instance, did you know that New Homestead was one of the first colonies established outside of Earth? It's been populated in some capacity for over 200 years.
Oh, that's interesting. I'd love to know more, and of course, everyone knows that. It's interesting enough to know. We'll hold off on this, because I want to go and do this, go and scare the crap out of... Oh, excuse me, sliding out my chair here. Go and scare the crap out of some tourists thing first, and then we'll pursue it in a bit. Keep going wild down. Yeah, there is absolutely bloody tons in this game to discover. Okay.
It's a little weird that people come here to see what early colony life was like. To me, it's just how we live.
I'm absolutely loving exploring these environments, by the way. Very cool.
Well, I could really go for some onions cooking over at the Brown Horse.
Go then. Guess I need to go that way. I don't see another door to go through, so... You enjoyed the tour. Yeah, I'm sure it is going to be fairly cringe and enjoyable at the same time. We'll look into it in a bit. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. There's a ship landing. Yeah. So there we go. We gave them a chase. Now I need to return to Juliana. Let's wear a spacesuit, helmet, and pack in this environment. Oh, was fun. Yeah, I agree with this. There's so much stuff that I'm looking forward to uncovering. There's like little snippets that I know are still out there from having watched the living crap out of the showcase over the summer. But I know there is still so much to discover that I have yet to find. Yeah, I thought I'd pulled that off then. I did not. Oh well. Trying to get clever and stand that thing up. I don't really know why.
Don't stay outside for too long here on Titan.
It doesn't really happen inside, but sometimes when you're outside on low-grav worlds and you go down a staircase quickly, it did kind of happen a bit here. You find you can't drop as fast as the staircase drops because they're based on the, humans evolve on Earth. It's the way we are, the size and shape that we are. So when you move us into an environment with different gravity and stuff like that, we build stairs that are designed to work with our body size and shape, but that doesn't necessarily correlate to the gravity. So you go down the stairs at a quick pace and you just kind of float off the front of it, which is... if we had evolved on a different planet in a low gravity, maybe we'd design these things differently, I'm kind of saying. But, yeah, it's kind of interesting little details, stuff like that sometimes.
What can I do for you?
So you could... have a look at this and see what's on there. There's actually some interesting stuff.
I'll treat you if you need it, but please try to be more careful around here.
Let's get some tourist stuff.
Back anytime soon. Thanks for
Don't worry, but somebody else might.
Weird ideas. Tell you
He's weird, and I kind of like Juliana.
If you want to come back later and do this for me a couple more times, I'll even let you keep the costume.
You know what? Yeah, if you're gonna let me keep the costume, I'm gonna do
You
it.
wouldn't believe how many off-worlders think hiking the surface of Titan is all fun and games. But a lot of thrill seekers end up in my office. I bought it from a private seller. They said they got it from someone who wore it in a secondary school as their sports team mascot. I guess it was supposed to be a tardigrade or something. Anyway, the person I bought it from modified it a bit so they could use it in an independent movie they were making. But I guess that went nowhere, so they had to sell it. Lucky me, I suppose.
Well, that's an interesting background to that.
Try to be careful out there.
So, I can't keep it at this point, but I will probably... It's scarier than the bleeding monster suit. Right, I think we're probably going to go and hit the tour. How did I rotate that? This thing. Or anything. Pick something up like that using the action button. To rotate it, well, it's flying around because it's got a weird connection point. But to rotate it like that, on PC, you just use the mouse buttons and it chooses which way. But if you're on a controller, it's... I'm not sure if it's the triggers or the shoulder buttons, but it's one or the other. Go on, go on, go, go, go! It's leaning up against the wall. But yeah, it's either triggers or shoulders, something like that. And mouse buttons on PC. Should have given that kid the suit. Tempting, but I want to keep it for myself. So let's go and do this tour.
Why, hello there! I'm Bill Starsap of Starsap, for instance.
I'm sure you are. So let's learn more about New
Plenty more where that
Homestead.
came from if you're interested in taking one of my famous tours. So what do you say? I've got an opening. I could take you on a tour right now if you'd like.
Starsap is an unusual name. Sounds almost made up. Why would someone want a tour? Do you recommend seeing while I'm here? Okay, let's go on a tour.
Excellent! You won't regret it. My tours are one of a kind. Now, there's just the matter of price. The going rate for a genuine Starsap tour is only 100 credits.
I don't get it.
Well, what I was hoping to spend is the way I'm going to go in a minute. Yeah, it's good to know you can rotate things. Bear in mind, you can only rotate them along one axis and it's kind of predefined, so you kind of have to screw around a fair bit to persuade the thing to necessarily rotate the way you want. But you can do it. If you're placing things in build mode, though, just drop them on the floor, pick them up in build mode, in apartments or outposts or whatever, and they'll snap to a certain position. Don't know if you can rotate them from there or not. I don't think you can, though. Kind of rotate them on the spot, but that's about it. Around a vertical axis. Yeah, he has got a lot of energy, hasn't he? Let's see if we can talk him down a bit.
Well, 100 credits is very reasonable, I think.
Yeah, you kind of pull the bait and switch on me. I'm sure your tour is great, but you haven't really sold me on it. Don't think I'm going to throw that many credits away. Pull the bait and switch on me. Okay. Well, let's see if I fly that one. I don't think any of this is really going to work, but...
Did I? I don't think it's so unreasonable to mention the price after the pitch.
I'm sure your tour is great, but you haven't sold me on it. I'll make it up to you by telling everyone about your amazing tour. Okay, that might work.
Sorry, I appreciate the offer, but exposure doesn't put food on my table.
There. Okay, you haven't really sold me on it.
That's okay. This tour isn't for everyone, I know that, but my price is fair, and I think it's well worth the money. No one's forcing you to go on it. Sorry, but that's the price, and I'm not willing to go any lower right now. So what'll it be?
To be honest, if I was really doing it, but like, I'm not that keen on your tour anyway. Off I say, mate, you just lost 100 credits. Or any credits at all. If he's just not going to wiggle on it, but... also, I'm freaking rolling in money, so who cares? To 100 credits, anyway.
This is New Homestead's main concourse. This underground area didn't exist when the original outpost, Titan Astro Base, was finished in 2130. Follow me. We'll come back here by the end of the tour and talk about the museum collection. But first, let's go see where people live. Now remember, these people aren't actors. They actually live here, so try to be respectful of that. While the original inhabitants of the Titan Astro Base lived in pods like you saw up above, they transitioned down here when this section of the base was finished in 2144.
Okay.
Space is extremely limited, so you'll notice some overflow here, but more residences also exist on lower levels, which are inaccessible to tours. I'll stop at each of our destinations if you want to look around, or if you have any questions for me.
Don't like that feature, to be honest. Okay.
Have any questions so far?
With whatever's next, like check out this area in more detail. Overflow area looks cramped. What's with that? Can you tell me about how people lived before all this was built? How many people live here?
I'm not sure the exact count, but New Homestead is a fairly small colony. What you see is what you get for the most part, except for some other people who live in the private lower levels. Some, particularly security, and yours truly, even commute from other worlds.
That's interesting. How did people live before this area was all built?
The original Titan Astro Base had more habitation pods on the surface connected to some of the old structures you may have seen in the back. As the colony grew, the base was expanded underground, and those hab units were recycled into materials used down here.
Fair enough. Looks a bit cramped.
Sadly, it's difficult to get additional construction done inside these underground caverns. So for now,
there's a little nice little echo to the back of his speaking in this area.
Of old shipping crates. As you might expect, this is where some of the less wealthy can afford to live. It's not glamorous, but they are functional and cozy.
Well, functional. Ready for what's next?
Alrighty. We'll be taking the residential elevator to the farms area on the surface level. This way, please. Let's leave these good people alone.
We're
Go
walking.
check out the farms. Follow me up the elevator.
Felt like he was going to make some really kind of sarcastic comment on the back end of that comment there.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not part of any tours.
Space is limited. Let's stop in this giant hallway. Yeah, the hallway is a bit excessively large. Why am I struggling up here when... Oh, here it is. I'm clearly still inside.
New Homestead's farms are the beating heart of the colony. Without them, the original outpost would have shriveled and died. These pods are sealed and climate controlled, the perfect environment for growing the hydroponic vegetation needed for survival in the early days of the colony. Any questions about the farms?
What do they grow here?
These days, it's a mix of what you find elsewhere in the galaxy, but in the olden days, it was all brought over from Earth. It was a lot of hardy root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, beets, and such, supplemented with corn, peas, green beans, soy, etc., which didn't always grow as well.
Farm's still operational?
Oh, they are indeed. Colonists still cultivate plant-based food for their own consumption here in New Homestead. It's less vital to their survival these days, as they also import supplemental food from other colonies, including meats, dairy, and synthetics.
Good stretch.
However, most citizens here take pride in a New Homestead-grown, sustainable diet.
How is this different from anywhere else?
Good question. It's largely the same, because this was the colony that pioneered the techniques you see elsewhere.
Oh, good answer.
But you'll notice that the farms here are smaller and staffed by humans, not robots. Things here are a little more old-fashioned compared to some of the large factory farms you'll find elsewhere in the settled systems.
That was a clever, good answer, delivered well, actually. I'll give him credit for that one. And kudos to the writing and the voice acting on that as well, to be fair. Yeah, it's a massive question as to where and how they're going to expand things in the future and what Starfield 2 might be like, because Settled Systems is a big open area, and yeah, there's space to add more stories into the same space, but they're going to want to do, as they kind of do with Fallout and with the Elder Scrolls, which is move it to another area, I would think. I mean, I suppose they don't have to, but yeah, I would imagine they do.
Sorry, I zoned out too.
So it'll be interesting to see where that goes in like 10 years or so. But yeah, it's definitely got enough going on in it to keep us busy for a long time, I think. Whether or not it'll be the 10 years they're hoping is an open question, but...
Onward it is! We'll be stopping by the Brown Horse Tavern later in the tour, which uses many of these locally sourced ingredients in their cooking. But for now, it's just a short way to our next stop. Follow me!
And we're walking.
Old biolabs are just on the other side of this building, believe it or not. We'll step on through the hallway there.
The
They're not
elders
in
say
use
that preserving
anymore,
our
but
tradition
the
is so
colony has
important.
faithfully recreated them as a historical exhibit, true to the original purpose of the Titan Astrobase. Sadly, they're undergoing some light renovation. Otherwise, there'd be interactive activities for kids to learn about how they used to search for microbial life here.
You get used to the methane processing smell after a while.
Pardon the dust, but I can still answer some questions about the old Titan Astrobase biolabs.
Maybe to a neighbouring galaxy. Andromeda was a pity. That's another game we actually have to stream at some point, to be fair. But, yeah. I feel like Andromeda had a lot of potential, but they didn't manage to quite capitalise on some things. I don't know exactly how and why. A lot of things were really cool, but it just didn't quite capitalise on its potential in some ways. Starfield's actually doing a much better job of that so far. It's kind of more what Andromeda should have been, only with less sentient aliens now. It's kind of my take on it so far. But Andromeda had the potential to land sort of roughly where Starfield's landed. It just didn't quite pull it off, which is a real pity, I think. Because it did have some really cool concepts and ideas and stuff going on there. Keep mentioning the Astrobase.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot to mention that. That's what this place was originally called. When NASA divested its interest in the Astrobase and turned it over to the people back in 2185, they renamed it New Homestead and established it as a historical site.
What kind of life did they find here?
Funny you should ask.
Nothing.
Sadly, none. See, NASA funded the Titan Astrobase project because conditions seemed ripe for primordial life to form in Titan's methane pools. They tested many different sites, performed deep core ice drilling, and more, yet nothing turned up.
So that's it. What are the use labs for after no life was found?
Well, NASA defunded the xenobiology program in 2132, but a scientist by the name of Catherine Neely proposed research into advanced colony building on inhospitable worlds. So, by 2135, work began on what would ultimately set us all up to create habitats anywhere humans dared to explore. These very labs housed the computer systems used in that research. That and general storage for the colony. Lots of storage.
A little laugh on the end was brilliant.
You got it. On to our next stop. Next, we'll be heading outside, so make sure to check those.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll get a few small. We'll get DLC and stuff that'll expand things a little bit, kind of like they've done with Fallout. But
watch your step outside, by the way. The ice can be slippery if you're not careful. The goal is to keep people out of.
But yeah, 10 years from now or so, they're almost certainly going to want to create Starfield 2, and where they're going to take that's the question. Hope we get a Lovecraftian theme. Yeah, I could see them going down that road, potentially. I suspect they've got some interesting stuff lined up for us. I really hope there's a big House of Ruin themed DLC, if there isn't more about House of Ruin. Tucked away somewhere. I could see them jumping on in time considerably after this game, when the next one rolls around. Instead of being 300 years in the future, it might be like 5 or 6, but...
challenge back in the day because the technology was much more crude then. But crude or not, it was that technology that sustained the old Astro base. And it might surprise you to learn that the same technology is still working today. The interesting thing about this old colony is that it's
wrong button.
mostly powered by clean, renewable energy. You'll see one of the methods used on the horizon up ahead. That's right, New Homestead's famous wind farms. This spot was chosen for the colony in part because of its constant winds.
Seems to be a few bits that are looking a little bit busted.
These turbines have been integral to the colony's function since its establishment.
Like you got one functioning one, 3 not functioning. Yeah, it seems likely, doesn't it? I think building space stations is probably waiting to happen, but you never know.
Let's talk about wind power, shall we?
Do these turbines power the entire colony?
Mostly. I'm sure you've noticed the occasional brownouts. I guess these old machines have a habit of freezing up, what with all the ice out here. There's some methane on reserve for critical life support systems, but everything else here is otherwise powered by the units you see here.
For space aliens, yeah. What's so interesting about wind power was part of the tour?
Piece of history. Sure, wind power is used throughout the galaxy, but these people were able to make do with it for hundreds of years. It's impressive that was all they had back then, and still make it work to this day.
Didn't think Titan was all that windy.
You're right. Most surface wind on Titan isn't too terribly strong, but here, the altitude and other conditions are perfect for sustained wind power. Like many worlds with atmosphere, the higher you go, the windier it gets.
An interesting video how House of Ruin might possibly be connected to Elder Scrolls. You never know. I'm guessing not, but I suspect what's really going on with any similarities would be more that it's created by the same minds. But no, you never know. Like they were talking about connecting this game originally to Fallout, so who knows? But then they did can that idea, so let's move on.
You're the boss. Let's go. Move Moving right along, we're going to learn about Titan's great
They do look a bit
natural
busted.
resources. Titan is rich with hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. Surely you saw huge pools of the stuff on your descent into New Homestead.
Well, no, it was
I like
dark,
to think
but
they
anyway.
add to the natural beauty of this world. Though, of course, stay away from them because, like anything beautiful, they can be dangerous. Just like
True
my
that.
last ex-wife's pet. She had this gorgeous, I don't know what you'd call it, creature. The guy that sold it to her couldn't tell her what it was or where it was from. I don't think
That's
it
not
was
sus
even
at
a
all.
legal sell, to be honest. The thing was very easy on the eyes. Feathers, all the colors of the rainbow. Nasty bite, though. Wound up in the hospital and
What, the
almost
pet
lost
or
my
your
hand.
ex-wife?
Still not enough for her to get rid of the dang thing. Anyway, there's a reason she's my ex-wife. But enough about me. We were talking about methane and other resources, right?
Enough about me, let's talk about methane. Really? I'm sure we want to.
Hey, can you believe it? Back in the 20th century on Earth, they used to fight wars over natural resources like this and petroleum. They had this whole moon here basically made of hydrocarbons in their own backyard. They just couldn't get to it. Incredible how far we've come.
Yeah, let's look at what happens when you burn hydrocarbons, though.
Largest methane processing plant.
Having access to an entire planet full of it would have been bloody awful, really.
UC engineers go through a painstaking, month-long maintenance process. That's how this place has remained operational as long as it has. I'm not going to take you too close to the machinery, liability and all, but I can still answer questions. Questions? Fire away.
It sure does. Give him a hefty tip at the end. How they shut the plant down for maintenance, people allowed to live, what do they do with all this methane? What do they do with all this methane?
Exports mostly, since this world is so methane rich and has the infrastructure for it, a lot of the UC's methane comes from Titan. Of course, new homesteaders use it themselves for everything from generating heat to turning it into breathable oxygen by a modern science.
Wait, how do they turn methane into oxygen?
No one's ever asked me that before. Something to do with methane-eating microbes, I believe?
Now that I can believe.
I honestly don't know. Sorry.
Well, he's honest about it. Reminds you of the Smiling Man. It's not quite that creepy. How do they shut the plant down for maintenance? People rely on it to live.
It's not as if they shut down for a month. It's not shut down at all, actually. See, this place is built with redundant systems, so they can shut it down piece by piece and suffer only a reduction in throughput. During that time, the UC gets more of its resources from other places, allowing New Homestead to maintain what it needs.
Interesting.
Okie dokie, artichoke. There will be time for more later anyway. So, this next stop is a bit of an interesting one. I only recently made it part of the tour. Fun fact, it's also the only natural landmark on the tour. What we're about to see is a glacial spire we affectionately call Emir's Horn.
Emir's Horn,
This
huh?
cultist used to be named after a character in a popular fantasy novel, but it was changed a couple hundred years ago to avoid any potential litigation. What's a colus, you might say? Colus derives from the Latin. Word for hill, and scientists only gave names to groups of hills on a planet's surface. So in reality, the term you hear more often is the plural, coles, with an E. You probably probably don't hear it very often where you're from, because it was usually a term reserved for unexplored planets, back when they didn't have the technology to describe what they were seeing firsthand. Because of that, the term is much more common in the Sol system, but you may still hear it occasionally in reference to...
Didn't quite mean to leave the vicinity of the guy by using my jump pack by accident. He's definitely got Ned Flanders vibes, yeah.
So here it is, Ymir's horn. You're free to take a closer look if you like.
Yeah, rolling shutdown. Yeah, it makes sense, guy. How did the colours form?
I've heard this particular formation was caused by an ancient volcano. Something about steam and wind, then worn down over time. But I'm not 100% sure.
I think you'd have a bit more knowledge about it. It's something like this. Well, I know who Ymir is. Do you?
According to ancient Norse mythology, Ymir was the first Jotun, a frost giant. In the legend, they were both male and female and gave birth to the progenitors of all giants from their armpits. Ymir even predated the Norse gods, who, as it turns out, killed Ymir to fashion the earth and all of humanity from the corpse. It's a fascinating story, and the horn here is a fitting tribute to it.
Well,
just be careful. It can get slippery out that way. I'll wait here.
Yeah, it's not a bad, extremely abridged version of the story, but... Climb Ymir's horn, huh? This is not going so well. I've fallen into a hole and I might be stuck. No! Must make it to the top. Sarah, did you just get in the way and kind of screw my master plan to try and get up to the very tippy top of the horn? Which I don't think it's going to work now. Yeah, it looks like she did. Right, okay. Carefully, carefully. That'll do. Really, really long accidental drop off the end. Nice photo up. It's probably going to be a bit of a drag to try and get back up there, I think. I'm not sure I'll get a great picture. It's a bit dark for that, I think, really. Where did Ned Flanders get to? There he is. Yep. I made it. And then I nearly fell to my death.
So here it is, Ymir's horn.
Could have gone worse.
Take a closer look if you like.
Wasn't for a jetpack. Must have been hilarious from Bill's perspective. What's he doing? What? They're struggling? Oh, crap. I'm never getting paid.
Excellent. On to the next stop, then. So,
yeah, if it gets paid, but at the end I'll fall off and die, it'd be like, ah, shit.
Try not to touch anything on your way. We want to make sure to respect Dr. Lakota's wishes to be safer around here. That brings me to another point. You'll notice the people around here have last names related to where their families originated from on Earth, as a way to remember the past. The museum curator, Maurice Xion, has more information about that if you're interested. You can find him inside the main concourse. Loves talking about it. You'll find most of the locals here are very friendly to tourists like yourself.
Most.
Tourism is a major draw to this colony these days, and I respect that. Most of them are happy to talk at length about what they do here. Their rugged lifestyle is a point of pride for a lot of these folks.
Yeah, the walking pace being off is a bit weird and annoying. Coming in, you're staying out there.
Just got a message. Looks like we got another leak in Sector 3.
Again? That's the second time this month.
This area we're walking through is
I'll
the
send
nerve
someone to
center
go
of the
patch it
plant,
up
where
again.
technicians keep an
We'll
eye
do
on
what we
the
gotta do
operation.
until we can get the approval to
Since
replace the
methane
whole
production is such an important part of the colony's livelihood, it's important that the techs notice any issues and react to them quickly.
Hmm. I assume this is where it's interesting we head.
You're welcome to keep your suit on if you'd like. As you might expect from a place called the Ice Mines,
Ooh,
it can get a
okay, we're
little
back here.
chilly. It takes
Interesting.
miners working daily to clear the ice, melt it down, and keep the water flowing.
I see, that's why they're ice mines, huh? Okay. Well, they're mining in the ice. Intriguing.
What else can I tell you about the ice mines?
Is this where the water comes from? Why not heat this area like the rest of the colony? I'm thirsty, can I drink straight from the source? This is where the water comes from.
Not all. Some water is created as a byproduct of methane processing, but that's usually saved in the emergency reserves.
Why not heat this area? Because then the water would melt, resulting in not having any water. The ice would melt, rather. I'm thirsty, can I drink straight from the source?
Wouldn't recommend it. First, it's an active work site. Second, it still needs to be filtered and checked for contaminants.
Hard water,
But
yeah,
don't
exactly.
worry, we'll stop somewhere for refreshments before the tour is over.
Let's move on.
Sounds good. Let's keep going then. We
Lovely
have
Cicero vibes.
just one more stop before we're done with the tour.
There's definitely some tone to that in his voice, yeah.
This colony is home to the longest running establishment still in existence, the Brown Horse Tavern. The Brown Horse started as a simple mess hall for the scientists and workers when the underground was built, but it's been operated by the same family ever since. Now, what's a horse, you might say? They were a large four-legged animal on Earth, often used for transportation or manual labor. Long before
Weird to think people would know what a horse was.
dream for the folks of Earth, even before antique machines like automobiles were possible, horses could be found everywhere. You might have seen them in old movies or read about them somewhere. If not, I highly recommend looking into them sometime. They're beautiful animals. The tavern's original
Is this where he tells us they had trunks or something?
from what I understand, and named the place in their honor. The moniker, Brown Horse Tavern, is also a throwback to names of similar Earth restaurants hundreds of years before it was established. That delicious smell is making me hungry. Can I answer anything
This
about
kind
the
of
Brown Horse?
vibe is a bit weird. Any recommendations? Tell me about the INO. How could this possibly be the oldest restaurant in the certain systems? Okay, start with that one.
Easy. All the other ones fell to ruin when we abandoned Earth. There were technically older ones on Mars, but those have long since shuttered or been replaced.
Yep, that makes sense. Tell me about the owner.
Anya Seattle is the current owner of the Brown Horse. It's been in the Seattle family for generations.
Oh, I was going to look at her, but I
Anya will be able
can't.
to tell you more herself. Feel free to ask her. It doesn't feel right coming from me when she's standing right over there.
Good for him on that point.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I honestly love everything Anya serves here. I'd be doing her a disservice to recommend one dish over another. You want the real answer? Order one of everything.
Why, did you get a commission? Alright, let's talk to Anya.
Yeah, by all means. Stop in for a moment.
Happy we say pigeons but not horses, yeah. There's definitely some suspicions on the pidge front.
Pull up a seat. I'll take care of you.
Sorry, Sarah, I didn't mean to get right in front of you like that. That was a lot ruder than I intended to be, and I deserved the stare at the back of the head that I was getting from that.
And make yourself comfortable.
Tell me about the spice.
You mean the Brown Horse? Well, it's only the longest continuous running restaurant since humans started settling outside of Earth. There's a lot of history within these walls. And some damn fine food and drink, if I say so myself. This place has been in my family for generations. My however many great-grandmother opened it when the first colony started on Titan. Back then, it was a simple mess hall that she chose to put a little extra love and flavor into. And now, it's the pride of
Surprised she didn't slap the back of the head for that. Yeah, I wouldn't have blamed her. Nothing else to add. Okay. Does the Chunks restaurant hurt your business?
Oh, hardly. The locals pretty much stay away from Chunks, so whenever they don't feel like cooking themselves and want a fresh meal, they come to me.
That's good.
Only the tourists eat that junk. But don't tell that to my husband.
Why does
he
he eat that
manages
junk?
the Chunks. I love him, but he's a bit of a fanatic about it.
That seems like an interesting
Hope you'll be back
conflict.
sometime.
Potential cause of a divorce.
Hi there. Always nice seeing a new face.
Husband and wife run directly competing businesses.
Smell is making me hungry.
Different businesses, maybe, yeah, okay, but
anything about the
directly
Brown Horse?
competing ones? I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't work, but, you know, you're running uphill a little bit there.
Okay, then. All right, we're headed to the last stop. Right back where we began. Feel free to check out the museum exhibit in the main concourse here. These displays are full of rare Earth trinkets salvaged from before humanity left, and Maurice is happy to talk about the collection. The museum's curator, Maurice, will be happy to talk to you if you want to know more.
What I want to know is why this couple is wearing identical clothing. It's just a little bit creepy.
Well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed Starsap tours as much as I enjoy giving them.
How many times did she run in front of me? A lot, to be fair, Steve. She probably deserved it from that point of view. But then again, she tends to get shot in the back of the head when she does that. Good job she has a concrete skull, but that's also why she's kind of annoying in conversation sometimes. Was super boring. Food you should not pay me. It was alright. Loved it. He's got something out for education. Yeah, okay, let's bung him some extra credits.
Oh, wow. I really appreciate it. You know, I rely on tips from
Well, I
good
feel like
people
it's-
like you, so thank you from the bottom of my
Well,
heart.
the fact he wasn't willing to negotiate is
Enjoy the rest of your stay in New Homestead.
probably should have done him out of a tip, really. But
Very
anyway.
generous. As long as you're throwing around money, maybe you wouldn't mind tossing some my way.
Take care.
Yeah, I'm still not sure I'm not going to leave her at the altar, which is probably going to make me feel really bad, but, you know.
So cold here.
Maybe I should Google whether or not it's possible to get divorced in Starfield.
Did you see those wind turbines out there? Wow.
I mean, they're
It's one
old,
thing
but they're
to learn
not
about
particularly
Earth
remarkable.
life. It's another to experience it.
So, see if there's any other... I think there were some other quests to do here. Speak with Joyce. Speak with Luther. Remember who Luther is. I'm going to see if I can find this Luther chap and go and chat to him.
I
Ah!
still can't believe people actually live like this.
I can't believe you talk like that.
Can't imagine living here. These people sure are hardy.
Welcome to
Hello there. Welcome to the new Homestead Chunks. We've got all your Chunks' favorites. Well, almost all of them. Sadly, we're out of the special sauce. I know. But everything
You
else
can
is
keep
still
your
that
special
great
sauce to
chunk food
yourself,
you
buddy.
love. So, what can I do for you?
Place an order. Running out of special sauce seems like a problem. You seem to love chunks. New homesteads all about living history. What's chunks doing here? Your wife owns a brown horse. How could you work for the competition? What's your favourite chunk? Yeah, what on earth is chunks doing here?
Well, people gotta eat, you know. But seriously, I think we're just starting to get with the times a little. And I can't think of a better restaurant than Chunks to usher that in. I think corporate just saw New Homestead as an untapped market. Yeah, the locals may not eat it, but the tourists love having a taste of home.
Yeah. Like, getting with the times is all well and good, but I'm not sure this is the right place to be doing it in a place that is supposed to be a living history museum. Your wife owns Brown Horse Tavern. How the heck are you getting away with working for the competition?
Oh, it's all good. Chunks pays me pretty well. And between you and me, Anya's doing all right herself. Plus, we got this plan, you know? We want to see if we can introduce some of Anya's famous cooking to the Chunks lineup and pitch it to corporate. Imagine Anya's delicious food in every Chunks restaurant across the settled systems.
Still gonna come in chunk form, innit?
A place to see where it all started. It's a win all around.
It's not the most insane idea ever. Running out of special sauce sounds like a problem. I'm gonna regret this, but I suspect there's kind of a quest attached to this.
If I'm completely honest, it is. And people are always saying how this Chunks can't compare to the real deal. And I just know it's because we never had that mouth-watering sauce. I've been in contact with some of the other restaurants out there, and they'll give me some. But they say they can't afford to send it, and I don't have a ship, so what am I to do?
You need somebody to go and get some chunks special sauce for you. So the reason they don't just send you it?
For real? Good question. Now, they haven't said, but I think it has something to do with them prioritizing other Chunks over mine.
I thought you said you saw this as an untapped market.
Different facility than our other food, and they don't even want to pay the shipping cost to ship from another store to ours. Yeah, sometimes I get lucky and a cargo hauler passes through with a route that takes them near other Chunks and back again, but there's no guarantee.
I can go and get it for you.
Wait, for real? You do that? You're not pulling my leg?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why I'm not pulling his leg either, but yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, right. I actually just got a message back from another Chunks before you got here.
Check that out for timing.
They got a case ready to go for me. Just tell them you're there to pick it up for me, and it should be good to go. Thanks.
Okay, so I guess we have a Chunks delivery person now. Keeps a clean bog as well.
It's been a while since I last visited. Nice to see this place still has the
So speak with Joyce.
same charm.
Wherever she is, upstairs apparently. Nothing like a square soda to quench the thirst. Yeah. Well, you get cola flavoured sweets and stuff, don't you? Haribo and what have you. I would kind of imagine it's something a bit like that. Energy Systems Office, okay. I think it's probably just going to be a fetch thing, to be honest, Caleb, but we'll see how it goes. Random mining laser. I thought it was just
ancient turbines going. I wish more people realized that.
Yeah, I noticed she's had some issues there. I bet she wants me to use a cutter on them
hello
and get them going again.
Are you here about the brownouts? That's usually the only reason people come up here to talk to me, since I'm the power system manager here.
We're in a lab suit, presumably because there's nothing more fitting, but I think she should be wearing an engineer outfit, really. Interesting. something ever so slightly strange about her look. Like the proportions of her face are just ever so slightly unusual. You're in charge of all the power here? Get it? Charge?
Oh.
Mm.
Yep, I get it all right. Yes, I'm in charge of the electrical power here. We generate
like a
a
nice
lot
lady,
of
though.
wind-based power here on Titan, which is my specialty, so I was tapped to help navigate all the unique challenges we face here. Shocking, I know.
Yeah, shocking. Yeah, a methane-producing outpost that runs on wind power.
Yes, the power shortages we're experiencing. Haven't you seen
So
the
many
flickering
ponds, so
lights?
little time.
This equipment is all very old, and the protections against the cold have worn down, so now, brownouts, all the time. And I get to deal with it. Hooray for me.
Sounds like a problem.
You have no idea. Worse, I'm stuck up here overseeing the whole system, and we don't currently have anyone available to go out there and take care of the problem.
What's it like working on surface of Titan?
Well, I just started this job a few months ago, but I'm loving it, despite all the small frustrations of
That's
working on
nice.
ancient equipment. I came here as a child and did one of the tours. I loved it so much, I jumped at the chance to come back after finishing my studies in energy science. I know it may sound unusual, but I knew what I was getting into with Titan's harsh surface. The challenge is actually one of the things that attracted me to the job.
That's fair. Nobody likes being bored.
No, New Atlantis, born and raised.
Cool.
It's okay though. I've always liked this quaint little moon. Not that it's actually that little as far as moons go. The people here were a little
Well,
wary
it
of
plays
someone
in the
coming
name,
in
innit?
from the outside, but once I changed my name in accordance with their local customs, it went a long way to build trust. And that was fine by me. I feel proud, taking on the name of the Earth City my family came from many, many years ago.
She's really embracing it and kind of put two and two together on that. That's quite cool. How does it get electrical power?
Did you see those huge wind turbines out there on your way in? They're our primary source of power generation. Titan's strong winds provide an almost constant source of power, as long as we can keep the machinery from icing over.
You think there'd be a way to have the machine prevent itself from icing over as long as the wind's blowing and turning it? I don't know if there like some way to build something into that, but use the momentum not just to generate electricity, but also heat to keep it from freezing up or something. Sad to see all the hate this game's getting. How are we doing, Nelson? Yeah, a lot of it is just daft. I mean, the game's not perfect by any stretch. Find me a game that is.
A lot to think about, huh?
But yeah, it's as far as Bethesda's releases over the last 15 years or so go, at least, probably even further back than that. It's relatively smooth. Needs a little bit of work, but still, Bethesda are working on it, and it will get updates. And yeah, as with a lot of games lately, the one thing that's kind of, well, not the only thing, but performance could be better. But that's a hell of a lot of games coming out with that at the moment. It just seems people are determined to single Starfield out for it. Not just Starfield, to be fair, but more of an Xbox thing than other games, but still. Yeah, you expect a few issues that need fixing, and we should expect them in any big game like this. No, open worlds, massive, expansive thing. And people just decline to latch onto it because of the whole fucking exclusivity thing, which is shit, but still. Yeah, deserves more credit than it's getting, I think. And they'll line out, I suspect, most of the issues that are there over time anyway, most of the key ones.
Actually, that's
They
not
want
a
to keep
bad
this game
idea.
running for a long time,
I'm a
so...
little new to the job, and I'll admit I'm struggling a little bit. I could use some help.
Outpost engineering, I could probably help. I know what it takes to keep an outpost running. Oh, cool.
Oh, excellent. Then
Gotta
you must
keep
know how
that.
this old power system machinery can get crusted over with ice from time to time. That's what's causing these brownouts. I think you can take a laser cutter and break up the ice for us?
I missed something in here. Yeah, I could do that. Know my way around a cutter.
Oh, thank you. I guess I'm lucky you showed up then. Just be careful not to hurt yourself or the equipment. I'll continue to monitor things from here.
I know Sarah's standing right there, but I wonder if I did well on this, if she's, you know, vaguely romanceable or something. She seems like a really nice character. So, I assume I'm going the right way here. Rather thought I might be. Some that way, are they? Okay. Right. I thought these things didn't look like they were working properly. Cool that I've just got it. Well, they look like they need to work. Now, look, we found a quest to go and get them working again. That's quite nice. I've got random skills, give you options, conversations. Yeah, it's a cool thing to be added in there. It definitely does feel like a good shout, that.
Are you shooting at the flies now?
No. Shooting sucky cows. I think I may have gone a little bit higher than I meant to there. Seem to recall that cats don't love cucumbers, actually. I seem to recall several videos in which cats mistook cucumbers for snakes and leapt several feet into the air in horror, actually. Now that I think about it. Yep. That was not where I was expecting to be defrosting, but okay, that works for me. And there's the last one. Smack. Kind of a good job that's not spinning, really, otherwise I've probably lost body parts. Okay, that was quite well done. I like that. Something about buildings in back. Presumably these are having habs formally attached to them. I don't know. Maybe somewhere out here. Hit a little snag. Yeah, this place is not quite what I was expecting, I have to admit, when I arrived, but that's cool. I like that. The unexpected is definitely a good thing. Going up.
Careful. I'm really glad you're helping us out.
All done.
Good work. I should be able to take it from here. Thanks. I hope this lasts a little longer than last time.
Nice. Grand, bunch of XP.
Some of the locals dislike tourists, but I love learning new insights from them. See you.
Can't ask her out. Okay, so I think special sauce. Speak to Percival. who apparently is in Sidonia? Why do I... Oh, I remember. Percival as in... what's his name? Guy from Percival Walker, the scientist involved in the anti-terramorph stuff. So, special source. Paradiso? Okay, buddy, you're going to be waiting for your special source for a while, because I ain't going to get that right now. Cool. So, we'll detach that. Nothing I'm doing right there at the moment. How are we doing for time? 11 o'clock already. Crikey. Time's winged chariot. Well, that's probably a reasonable place to put a pause on things, I suspect, because I'm probably not going to rush to do that as part of Alpha Undress Day. Let's have a look at this on the map. I'm probably level 30. Cool. So that's probably a good place for me to go and explore. It's all the way out there. Okay. Yeah.
Life. Try not to complicate it.
I don't think I've got a lot of stuff to do other than maybe cracking on with a story mission next. Yeah, I think back to Vectera is probably the next move, I think. Argus Extractus is packing up operations on Vectera, but there's no word about Barrett. I need to go there and find out what happened. So yeah, I think that'll be the plan for tomorrow. I just thought, actually, on reflection, you guys talking about Androsia there. How are you doing, Gabe? Once I've got Sarah married, I could just kind of leave her on the ship or whatever. To go in the lodge or wherever I feel like doing. And then just take Androsia with me. I don't have to have her with me all the time after I married her, do I? So, yeah, nice. Wrong game. For one evening, that was kind of fun. Interesting to have a little explore around there. Got a couple of other bits and pieces crossed up. It was kind of fun. But it is past that time in the evening, so... yeah, time to stretch and chill, I think. Nagging times tend to be best left at home, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd back out, but I don't think I can at this point. I wonder if I can leave her at the altar or divorce her, but I'm kind of curious about that. But leaving her at the altar is a whole level of cruelty that I don't think I could even sink to. There's some reasonably nice planets and interesting systems towards the galactic west, I suppose you'd call it. Left-hand end of the map. Don't know at the other end, though, but they're really high level out there, so... divorce is possible. How about an annulment? We might end up doing that before we get any further. I'll have a look into it, I guess. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow we will pull ourselves together, I think, and go and help Barrett out. We'll find out what the heck's going on with Barrett, because I think he... well, Sarah was recommending we go and help him a while ago as our first port of call, and we instead went and helped Vlad. Which was a whole thing, like I say, and I saw people encouraging you to get that mission done, so you get the powers. But yeah, I literally haven't used them even once yet. Did a load of fighting at the start of this game. No need, because a little bit of with a space gun just wiped them out. So my funerals are easier than divorces. Yeah, she's a bit on the immortal side for that, though, unfortunately, Steve. I'm not sure she's quite annoying enough to want to assassinate her, and, you know, she's part of Constellation and stuff. I was more thinking of, well, I suppose possibly no, but not knowing what you were getting yourself into was usually a good reason. Well, that's supposed to be not understanding the concept of marriage, as opposed to not understanding that the person you're marrying is the United Colony's favourite cheerleader, and not quite as aware of the potential dangers of crazy science as she seems to think she is. Calm down, Henry VIII. Yeah, it's definitely that kind of thinking there, Steve, isn't it? Okay. Oh dear. Good point. Anyway, folks, yeah, we'll go and help Barrett tomorrow. So, around about the same time, maybe a little earlier if I get myself together on time, maybe a little later if I don't. I need to start doing probably a Red Rocket themed build for Fallout this weekend, which I will have to start on tomorrow because it's going to be Friday already, as this week is absolutely flying along. So, yeah. So if you haven't seen it, I know we stopped by very briefly, but there's a video up on my apartment in the Well, and there will be one coming on the penthouse in New Atlantis as well. That's probably going to be... well, I'd like to have that done next week. We'll see how much I want to do over the weekend and stuff, because this is going to take some time, I think. So, yeah, we'll have to see. But it's definitely on the cards. Got some other stuff I want to do as well, so, yeah. Other than that, I guess we'll play things a bit by ear. So, until tomorrow. Yeah, that's not quite what they had in mind. Anyway. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Hope you've had fun. I quite enjoyed exploring New Homestead and stuff, and hopefully we'll find some other cool places to explore. Need to go back and see if that doctor wants me to go and scare some more tourists soon, because... I don't know how much time he's sparse, or if having a sleep might do that or what. But, yeah, I want to get that suit, the monster outfit, just because, yeah, why wouldn't you? That's kind of fun. But, yeah, it was a cool little spot. Love how Sarah wanted me to hand over 20,000 credits randomly to this young lady so she could continue to pursue her studies, which I don't object to in principle, but... you know, 20,000 is a lot of credits. But she's willing to criticise me for doing it, but she's not willing to cough up herself. So, you know. It's not exactly hypocritical, you know, but it's leaning in that direction, isn't it? Sorry, Snitch. Yeah, I'm getting a little knackered now. Sleep patterns all over the place. I am going to be working on stuff along those lines, though. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, folks, speaking of, I'm going to chill. So, thank you all for hanging out. You guys know where all the buttons are if you are interested. Social media links, merch store, likes, subs, notification bell, channel memberships on that join button if you want to check them out. And, yeah, do this all again tomorrow. Be cool. A lot of fun tonight. So, until tomorrow, have yourselves a good rest of your evening. Have a good day tomorrow. Look after yourself, stay safe, and I will see you then. Have a good night, folks. See ya. 5 minutes after I was trying to negotiate on 100 credit tour, and nowhere was I coughing up 20k. No, I think I did it before the tour thing, didn't I? So, not after. But yeah. Like 10k I might have been closer to, or a few k, but 20's a lot. Definitely a lot. Anyway, I'll catch you next time, folks. Have a good one. See ya.